Okay. That's the other thing is I can't figure out. It doesn't show the chat anymore. Just stopped working. Okay, we'll pop out the chat over here. I love how nothing ever works the way it's supposed to. I think we're good. Let's see notifications. Why would Dart Zone revive the Gaze Trine? They made a better blaster in every way. Okay. I think we're alright. What a I hate USB. Okay. Trying to fit everything on this tiny screen. There we go. What time did I wake up? Like 7? Man, that was frustrating. I gotta turn down the music. Just USB things, I guess. That's just what we do. We just constantly fight against USB. It's my greatest nemesis. I can't wait for this to just stop working again randomly. Make the desk cam bigger. Why don't you make your face bigger? Because I can just click this button and make it bigger. If you want to come over here and run the stream, that's fine. You can do that. Otherwise, please don't tell me what to do. I haven't even started yet. Okay. So, barring all other interruptions, we're probably going to blow up Motorized Piston Pump today. We're like 50-50 on if this will work. There's a thought that you, without any kind of modification, should be able to link multiple of these triggers together without any kind of like electrical modification. I don't know how to put that. Because it should already have a MOSFET and everything installed. And I can either thank or blame Evan, the person who made the big Greg, for this one. But we'll find out. My goal is to figure out today if we can have 2 motorized piston pump triggers on one trigger, if that makes sense. Hopefully this works, because if it does, then I'm going to scale up from there. I would wait for the review of the Volcanic Pro, Albert. Like I said, remember, it's not like they take 30 seconds to print and build. Like, somebody still has to print it out and then build it and then ship it. So it's going to take a little while. And you don't know what number in line you were. It goes, General Strife, it goes. So, first step is we got to take apart a motorized piston pump. And if this does work, then figure out we got to take apart like 8 of them. We won't do that today. Hey, Fomando. At least I think almost every screw here is the same size. Are you dead? Please don't tell me you're dead. I just charged you. Not really. Don't really care. They're just making the same thing they've always made. You are dead, aren't you? Or are you just super weak? I can't... It's actually dead. I just charged it! And I'm guaranteeing I can't use this at the same time as it's charging. No, because that would be too convenient. Wow! That's amazing! I literally charged it like 4 days ago! Thank you, Solinus. Now this is going to take even longer. Sentinel. I actually did that a while ago, friend Besto. Something similar. Definitely need more lever actions. I'm not sure why all these companies are so afraid of lever actions. Oh, I already hate this. All of them Hype Seeker. Literally all of them. Okay, well, if you don't want to believe it, then why'd you ask the question if you already made yourself an answer? I would heavily take a Nexus Pro X over a Striker 2.0 or a Mark IV. Like, literally the list goes on. And then a Game Phase Tron. Game Phase Tron's cool, it's just like you have to mod it to even get a B-car on it. It hits too hard to take a B-car out of the box. Half the time the trigger doesn't work. It requires a lot of modification to get it to work when you can just buy an Nexus Pro X and it will work fine. Or a Striker 2.0. Or a Mark IV. Probably ones I'm missing, to be perfectly honest. Volcanic Pro. Volcanic Pro can hit harder. Is probably dead from disassembly 40 times. Oh, I actually haven't gotten that far yet. I did film the unboxing this, and there are things I am impressed with. There's also a lot, like, I'm gonna see if I can't do a video, like, actually trying to talk to Dart Zone. The problem is I know these companies. What happens is when you have feedback, they just write you off as like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about, we're a company, you're not. There are things that, like, that Dart Zone keeps doing that really ruins most of their stuff, and it's getting really frustrating. The slides on their pistols, I don't think there's been a single one where those slides haven't been awful. The Aeon Pro, the Aeon Pro X, the Mark 1, or the Mark 2, the Mark 2.1, the Brute, which is the first one, but even with the, what do you call it? The, Volcanic Pro, it's like the slide is probably the worst part about that blaster, bar none. And they could have just put a T-pole on it. There's no toy laws that say they can't put a T-pole on it. There's no rational why they can't have a T-pole on it. They just don't do it. And unfortunately, that would make their blaster infinitely better. Because you just can't get the leverage doing that. It's horrible. You also can't put, like, a sight where you need to put a sight. You can't do a lot of things. It's really bad. And with the Volcanic Pro, it almost ruins the entire blaster. That's not even a joke. Volcanic Pro is a great blaster. It's just a terrible prime. It's awful. And that's a shame, because there's no reason for that. Aeon Pro X, and it's terrible to use. Aeon Pro works... Well, the Aeon Pro X is better than the Aeon Pro, for sure. In pretty much every way, I would think. Does the Vector shoot with a direction and magnitude? I don't have a Vector Pro. I might go out and try to get one. I'm not looking forward to that blaster at all. I honestly think it looks awful. I honestly think I like Ascender more than I like the Vector Pro. And I guess I'm in the minority on that one, because I haven't really seen anybody else is talking about the prime. No, like, the original Aeon Pro had an awful prime. The Aeon Pro X also had an awful prime, but I don't think it was nearly as awful. What's better, the Lightning or the Diana? I'm going with the Lightning. For almost every single person, I think the Lightning is better. Technically, you can get the Diana to hit harder and fire faster. The thing is that, like, the trigger pull and the trigger delay on the Diana is awful. So even if you can get 20 FPS, maybe, it's a very generous guesstimate. And you can get a slightly faster full auto. You don't need faster full auto, unless you want it, to be honest. Like, because I'm going to do the video on the, cool, my chat just disappeared and isn't coming back. Where is the chat? I'm clicking on the windows and it's not coming up. Oh, now it is. Except for it's still disappeared. Okay, hold on. Let me return the chat. Pop it back out again. See if that lets me... Yep, there it is. Reloads the window. Oh, man. Why does my Streamlabs not show the chat anymore? I forget what I was talking about. I really do. The Diana and the Lightning. I don't feel like the Diana's worth it. Like, I think they've cut the price on the Diana recently, but I still feel like the Lightning's better in every way. Whatever gains you get from using the Diana aren't really worth it. That's my goal. And I know somebody's gonna have problems with that. That's fine. That's whatever. But I really don't feel like it's even worth looking at the Diana. Like, even if the Diana was $50 cheaper, I still don't know if I would say, because let's say you buy a Diana, then you have to buy a LiPo. It takes a 3S or a 4S, you probably want a 4S. If you use a 3S, you're getting basically worse than the Lightning. So you might as well go 4S. Then you need a LiPo charger that can handle the 4S. That sucks. You have to have all that stuff. And like, you're talking about like chargers are anywhere from like $20 to $60. Like, that's for a little okay one. So yeah, I'm not sure. As somebody who owns all of them, I'd say just go for the Lightning. I don't really see why. Like, what's the hold on for the Diana? I've had people already be like, oh, you're lying through your teeth because of blah, 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 because that's every single video on the internet whenever you say something's cool. I really don't feel like if you already have a Diana, you don't need a Lightning. But if you don't have a Diana, then the Lightning just makes more sense. I sincerely do not know what the purpose of it is. Like, if you already have the LiPo, you need to have that slight boost in performance. And I do mean slight. It's like 10 to 15 FPS on a 4S. And you need the slight increase in rate of fire, which is going to be crippled by the lack of trigger on semi-auto anyway. So, yeah, I don't really see why you do that, to be honest. I just don't. Okay. This one does look suspiciously different inside than mine did. It's the first time I've taken apart one of these. There's a lot of lube, a lot of gross stuff. No. That's going to take up way too much room here, and I don't need it. Thank you, though. Same issue after 1 month of use, just a defective product. I heard that switches in those go bad. Mine still works after years, Enoch, but yeah, I heard the a lot of people have been saying the Mark III has been having issues. That's probably why they clearanced them out for $20. My piston pump is only missing one bearing on the B car, but the performance is still the best in my arsenal. Yeah.
There's a
what?
On the Mark III.
Yeah.
There's the rev trigger breaks back. There's a printed part you can put behind it. It goes on a screw post right behind it, which will fix that problem.
Oh, I thought the switches were going bad, not just breaking loose.
No, there's not enough support behind the rev trigger, so people harp on it. And so what happens is it pushes it back. There's a little 3D printed this big.
That makes sense. Have you seen the Shrew Bullpup Rush? I haven't. Honestly, with the rate we're getting so many of the same blasters over and over again from even the community, like people harp on like, oh, Dart Zone and makes the same thing and Nerf makes the same thing. But then it's like, here's 30,000 pump action magazine fed blasters from the community. I literally, like, I don't think there's enough time in the world to print out and do a video on every single one. And it's not just me that's tired of it. Anytime, like, I could put out a video on one that would have the cure for cancer, and it still would only get like 10,000 views because nobody really cares. Everybody's already seen everything. And then the worst part is like, those blasters at a bare minimum are like $150, $200 when you could just go out and buy a Nexus Pro X that does the same thing for way cheaper. That's kind of the reality. That's the dark side about the fact that we have all of these new options on store shelves, and we're getting more of them, because now XShot has to make their, you know, pump action magazine. NERF has to make theirs. NERF has to fix theirs. XShot has to come out with another one. Dart Zone needs to re-up because maybe Adventure Force wants new stuff. It's like, it's just going to keep happening where you're going to, no matter what we do, we're just going to keep getting more and more of them. So it's like, now here's the community ones. It's like, there's a new community one every week. I can get behind things like the Smiley because it's different. And then even then, when the Smiley's up, people are like, it's not competitive, doesn't hit hard enough. I don't like this. It's like, okay, sure. God, we have a lot of them. And the thing that bothers me the most, I think, is the fact that, like, I have yet to see one that's better than the Max, the Javelin M4X. Because it realistically, like, unless it has better, more features than that, I don't see the reason. It's not even like the M4X is more expensive than everything else. It's just, for some reason, that design's being snubbed by the hobby. Hello, Jonathan. The Mark III is to use half darts and full-length mag, shoot 2 darts. Yeah, I've seen that. You can have like a AN-94. Walcom, are you single? No, I'm married. Three real fun, yeah. Well, they did say that for every single one of the blasters. Not everything has to be 250 plus FPS God tier. Yeah, but if you have a 250 FPS God tier blaster that can also do 130 FPS with a minor twisting of a knob, why wouldn't you want that? That just adds a ton of value. Great for ability, I always loved my Seagull more. I mean, yeah, but even then, like, when I did the Seagull video, people are like, well, why would I buy this when I could just buy a Harrier? And then when I did the Harrier video, people were like, why would I buy that over a Nexus Pro? It just keeps going on and going on. Like, every time I do a video where I say, this thing's really good and better than X, people are like, well, why wouldn't I just spend $20 on X and not $200 on Y? The answer is because, like, Y isn't as nice, or Y is way nicer than X. That's the thing. It's like when I say something feels and works so much better than something else, it's like, does that matter to you? Maybe not. If it's like should your first blaster be a worker Kunlun? No. Like, you don't even know if you like what you're doing yet, so why would you go out and buy something like that? Realistically, you should, if you're even remotely interested, go out and buy a Nexus Pro, or buy like an Xshot long shot, or, you know, something like that. Buy like a $20, $25 blaster that can hit 150 FPS and see if you like that. And if you want more, then you can think about getting a Kunlun or something. I think we'd see the Javelin more if we had hardware kits for it. That is also true, but I really don't know why the hardware kits aren't out yet. Because they're not. I checked, and I edited the video, like the build video, like 6 months ago. Don't have a Harrier any worker blaster before my Seagull. Yeah. Like, I don't think I could recommend a Seagull in 2025 now. I really don't. I think there's just too many other things that give you more bang for your buck. That being said, man, that's a lot of grease. The Seagull is very good in what it wants to do, which is be a super compact, powerful little thing. All right. So, this is our fire... No, that's not our firing trigger. Is it? No, it is. It is our firing trigger. That is a tiny little guy. And that connects to the board. Ugh, all these stupid little... I don't even know where that piece went. Getting this back together is going to be fun. Big metal gears, though. I do like that. Switch 1, switch 2. Oh, that's actually just... That's the pinout right there. It's just those two contacts. It can't focus that close, but the switch goes right here, travels down here and it just plugs in right there. So it's like it's got a switch positive, switch negative. That's all we need. It's a real big, like, will it do it? Technically, it's supposed to. So the goal is to just, I guess, piggyback off that connection right there. So, realistically, what I plan to do is I plan in right in here, I'm going to put an XT30 connector. I had just found them. I probably already lost them again. Found a backup bag. This is not my main bag. I bought like 100 of them. But, yes, it does have both. Basically have one of these connectors. We'll zoom it in. That will help a little bit. Why is that getting harder? Come over here. Okay, that's slightly better. One of these connectors, and hook it up to these contacts. God, trying to get this at this angle. I need like a top-down camera. Connect them to the XT60 and then bury, or the XT30 and bury it in the grip. So the main trigger will still work, but then you could plug it in and still also operate the trigger. And that way it's removable, and, you know, that's always better than having it not removable. And then if that works, then hopefully we can do it like ×6. And just have every one of these blasters have the same internal mod, which is just the little bit of wires connected to this. And then if every blaster can do that, then plug those all into one board, which is connected to one trigger. And that should hopefully work. Or it'll blow up. And the reason why it can blow up is because all the batteries can technically plug in together. That's the real worry. I haven't decided yet, Unagi. When it comes to YouTubers, oh, thank you very much, Chase. I don't have a mouse. I have a rat. I have rats. Plural. Big themed blaster. You had a video a while back, the Goliath or something. You can shoot rival balls. Like the, I have no idea what you're talking about. But hopefully this will work. So the way I'm going to test it. Ooh, they also like kind of tricky here, but they are labeled. What are they on? Can I pull off this switch? Oh my god, I can. Oh, thank you, XShot. Are you glued on there? 1 amp, 125 volt? Is that really 125 volt? Or is it 1.25?
Say for the switch?
Yeah.
If it takes 125 volt.
Yeah.
1.25 sounds more accurate for control switch.
Normally open and common. Okay, that's exactly how I thought it would be wired up. So what that means, what NO means, for those of you that don't know, and I'm going to explain this in the only way I understand it, so hopefully it's correct. The NO means normally open. That means the circuit is normally open, and when you press the switch, it closes. And that would complete the circuit and thus make the blaster function. And then common is just the power that's always on the switch. So, if you were to change this to NC, which is normally closed, that would mean that when the switch is, you know, not depressed, the circuit is closed, and when the switch is pressed, it's open. So it would stop firing when you press it in, and then when you let go, it would fire. That's how that works, as far as I know. It's a very interesting design for the trigger and stuff. You could definitely make the trigger on this feel a lot better, and it wouldn't be that hard. The way they designed it.
There's actually a thing you can put in there to shorten that throw.
Yeah. Shortening throw doesn't really fix that kind of stuff for me. You have to add like a tactile stop. Just like a wall feels weird. Make you fire faster. Because it activates there, and the trigger still has quite a bit of, like, following back. So, the problem is okay, hold on. Common should be positive. The wire twists like 6 times, and then the same color. So common is negative on this. That's kind of weird. Right, I'm gonna verify that one more time. Nope, nope, never mind. It got me again because it's twisted like 3 different ways. Positive. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know how to do that, so I'm just gonna do... Nope, okay, that is the right one. Yeah. Common is negative. Interesting. I guess it technically doesn't matter. That's why they didn't really mark it. It's because it doesn't matter. Because it's just open, close. Okay. So, if you could, I hate to ask this, would you grab a micro switch? There's some on the far side of the table in front of the, next to the monitor. I just need a micro switch. ICANN has good game. $5. A family participated in our first Nerf War yesterday. Thank you for spurring our interest in Nerf. We had a lot of fun. Shout out to the Dallas Fort Worth Nerf Club. I assume that's DFW. Also, Target has... Oh, it's so hard to read on the... I get 2 lines of text. Has $20 off a $75 purchase or more if anyone's wanting to get the piston pump. Well, that's cool. That's the kind of thing we're waiting on. The piston pump's gonna get cheaper. Especially in November, that stuff's gonna get cheap. Either one. I guess I could go for a big boy. Doesn't matter. So first we need to just see if this thing will work outside of that. Oh, I need a piston pump battery too. There should be one laying around, please. So for the initial test, I guess I would just splice in a couple of wires. Perfect. Well, I'm here. It doesn't have to even be like fully charged. Piggy on the skewer, it's fine. Really no reason not to skewer. It's just if you like it or not. I had the wire strippers. Everything got sidelined when the camera stopped working. Which, yeah, we're still good. Did you see where I put my wire strippers? Black with red handle. They're not in my pocket. They're not in my hoodie pocket. They're not on the table. I'd picked them up. I was using them, and then I got distracted. I'm not sure. Gotta be either there or here. Is the OG Nexus Pro Spring good on the MPP? I have no idea. I don't really think there's a whole lot more you can do with this thing out of the box. From what we're seeing. I could be wrong. I've seen people mod them. Apparently somebody got one to like 250 FPS, but I haven't really seen a widespread mod on them. There's really, like, when it comes to things like the Skewer and the Volcanic Pro, it's just based on what you want. Like, the Volcanic Pro can hit as hard as the, pretty much anything, actually. Like, there's no reason why you couldn't hit way... No, there was the wire strippers. Are they maybe in front of my computer? I had them, I picked them up, and then I got distracted by something and put them somewhere, and I don't know where. If not, there's a big yellow pair in the bins in front of the table. They're not pliers, they're wire strippers. So, like, when it comes to, like, would you recommend the Volcanic Pro over, like, the Nexus Pro X? I could, in a lot of cases. But it really depends on you. For some people, the shortened length of something like that is going to matter more than the pump action. I don't know what I did. I had him in my hand. There's a yellow pair in one of the bins in front of the table. I think it's the right-hand side bin, second drawer, or maybe it's the first drawer. There's a big yellow pair of wire strippers. I would pay good money for the Pro Double Punch unless someone makes a mod for it. Ooh, I just realized a way I could test this without blowing up a battery. Yeah, I can only put one battery in and pull the trigger with both of them connected, and if both of them fire, that means it's carrying current. Okay. Realistically, it shouldn't, because from what I'm looking at with this wire, I think Evan's right. Hey, bots! Yeah, it's because I didn't do it yesterday. Man, trying to line up the XT30 is going to be kind of a pain. Making those look good. Yeah. Okay, I'll get up. Oh, 1 second, chat. Strip wire. It's back to the other camera. There we go. This might be too big a wire. Actually, one last thing is, can you grab the little box of wire? It's a box, white box with writing on it. It's on the table. It's near the printers, I think. But it is on that table. I literally just saw it. Because I think this wire is too thick. Especially for what I'm trying to do. Affordable Pro Sniper. I'm sure it'll happen. Perfect. Thank you so much. This is way thinner, smaller wire. Yet it's still bigger than what they actually used. Charge a little bit. Tin this wire before I start doing shenanigans. What are you up to today, bots? Walcom, you got handy hands. You should use those. Somebody sent them to you. You're right. I should. Why am I not? I have no idea. This is not the soldering I am used to doing, that's for sure. I cannot get that to attach. Come on, slow down there. Don't stick to the soldering iron. Well, that's frustrating. Just keep sticking to the soldering iron, so every single time I pull it away, it desolders. I'll tell you the definition of insanity. Just doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. This is the one time Homely's handy hands actually won't help me. Yeah, that's not working. Your standoffs are done. Come on. What am I doing wrong? This is amazingly not working. Hey, Spider-Man. What? Yeah, I did. That's not the issue. Trying to fix my end. That's a lot harder than I thought it would be. It's a very, very small contact. Probably just destroying the board. Yeah, there we go. There's that. I actually might need the bendy arms. Yeah, that's a very, very small connection. The thoughts on the Xshot Real upcoming shell ejection blaster. It's just stuff for kids. It doesn't really matter. You know, it's the same thing you could buy off Amazon in an Xshot shell. I don't know if that'll help, but it's worth a shot. Thank you for grabbing it. I might have completely destroyed this board at this point. I don't know. Still doesn't want to get in the right spot. Okay, there we go. There's that. Nope, it won't stick. Yeah. I wonder if it's like a different kind of solder that this just won't connect to. Normally this works. Finally got a new camera. It was on sale for $20. You should just use your phone, General Strife. There's no way a $20 camera. I mean, audio is more important than video on YouTube anyway, but... Okay, we're tinned. Like, I just... Yeah, no, it does stick. I am feeding solder into it. There we go. Come on. I didn't think this would be the hardest part, but it is a small little connection. it keeps following the soldering iron. Every single time I pull the soldering iron away, and it desolders itself. Finally. I've never had that problem. Come on, you. There we go. Big old glob. I want the biggest glob you got. Not sure how long I need that lead. Arguably not very long, but we'll make it kind of long for testing. One of the Nerf employees at Nerf Pro is supposedly getting replaced. Is supposedly going to replace Nerf Rival. I mean, maybe they would do that. It would make sense. You don't need both, that's for sure. But the problem is that they're doing neither. And then it's Nerf, which is like, they have not been consistent on anything in 8 years, other than sucking. They have consistently sucked. That is for sure. It's a shame. I think N Series and putting all their eggs in that basket was definitely the wrong move. Because even for how lackluster the quality was for most of NERF Elite 2.0, at least it was still like you could use the darts with other things and it wasn't a huge setback. And with N Series, it's like, it doesn't even do what Ultra did, in my opinion. Well, that time it just worked the first time. Why was that other one so much harder? That's frustrating. That was so... It took me so long to solder the first connection. The second one was like, oh yeah, done. Because it kept like... I'd pull away and it would just pull off the soldering iron. I don't know what the heck the problem was. Okay, cool. So, we have these two wires. Now we strip these two wires. I just realized I'm going to have to, like, probably put this whole blaster back together for it to even try to fire. I'm hoping that it can run the motor without any kind of... Like, can I pull that and make it fire or something? Can I run it without a spring? That's all I want to see. I just want to see the gears move. That's it. Okay. The drawbacks of NERF Ultra with none of the benefits. Yeah, that's kind of how it was, Smith. Nailed it on the head. I'm sure they are, Darth Revan. Lead fumes are super tasty. And what, we need normally open and common? Come on, heat up the contact. Alright. Now, it shouldn't matter which one of these wires goes to the switch. This is the testing phase. We're in the finding out phase of the cycle. Oh my god. one of those contacts that seemingly was never supposed to have a solder connection to it. It was supposed to be crimped or something. Alright. Good. So hopefully I didn't burn up the board. Those contacts look fine. So we'll find out the second we plug a battery in. Okay, there's no spark, but there's also no probably power to it yet. That's connected to what? I just had that moment. Okay, hey. It's cold. Well, that's confirmation right there. So this trigger now makes the blaster go. Okay. So now the theory is, if I plug in another one, a second one, will that one also beep without a battery in? And if it doesn't beep, then can I plug a battery in and will it start beeping as well? And if it does start beeping, and it doesn't beep when there's no battery in it, that means it's not getting power from the battery, and therefore we should theoretically be able to add like 17 of them together and it will work fine. That's science. I think. It's either science or brute forcing it. I'm not sure which one you would dictate that be.
Remember, it's only science if you write it down.
I always say it's only science if it's repeatable, but... So, no. Before I ruin something, would you mind, can you grab that plug and... deactivate the table. Okay! I'd prefer him to film stuff on my computer. General strife, that's not great. But at least you're trying. I mean, who knows? It might work out fine. Okay. So we are part of the way there. This is the boring part, but we are getting there. So if that works, then my next goal is to put XT30 connectors in both weapons. So when you don't want to have an external trigger, you just unplug it, and it's going to be right there. You're never going to notice it. What?
Did you test the actual trigger on the blast?
Oh, I didn't. I think I did. I'm not sure. I mean, there's no reason why I couldn't do it again. Yeah, for fun. I mean, really, there's no reason why it wouldn't work. Like, I come off as a bumbling idiot, but I have a decent idea. It's just weird when batteries and stuff get involved. I need that trigger. Hey, gamer. So, now we unbox the motorized piston pump. I thought I brought over a knife. But, that one's it. Unboxing a brand new MPP, stands for Mega PP. Talos tipped $10 for the camera fund. Holy crap! Thank you very much, Talos. I wasn't even doing anything cool. Thank you, sir. Or ma'am, I don't know. Talos sounds kind of a manly name. I don't know. Correct me in the comments. Hey, Walcom, how come Xshot lets you have 2 motorized piston pumps? I'm waiting for the day that, like, somebody sends me a tip, and then, like, 45 seconds later, they're like, never mind, give me that back. They send, like, another $1 to be like, never mind, Take it back. I wonder how good this blaster's doing for Xshot right now. I see their marketing all over the place. Thank you very much, Talos. For $10, I'll call you whatever you want to be called. They're marketing it? Yeah, I've seen so many TikToks and ads for it. Not TikToks, I don't have TikTok, but you know what I mean. All right. Now we got a motorized one. Still, the what? I don't think it ever worked, did it? A revolver? I have a single shot thing. I don't have a revolver. Yeah, but that's not a revolver. The Yeehaw I have isn't a revolver either. I don't think the revolver one ever worked. I might be wrong. Is there actually like a 3D printed Springer revolver? I don't think there is. I think that's what the Yeehaw was supposed to be and it never worked. I mean, there's flywheel ones, but Springers? Let Liberty guide Talos. So, not a revolver, right? Okay. Huh. I don't know then. We finally got the Boxer Pro on the Tri-State. That's good. I was, there's a comment the other day that frustrated me. I opened up my, to read my comments, and one of them was like, do you know when it's going to be on store shelves? And I think within the first 20 seconds, I literally show it on store shelves in Walmart. And it's like, I don't know, man. I worry about the future. Still need a Vector. Are people actually excited for the Vector? I thought it looked awful. I really did. I'm not. I don't even want to buy one for review. It looks awful. I guess I'm just too cynical. Like, I swear that thing looks like a hot trash fire. What's the appeal? Like, if you wanted that blaster, you would have already bought a Nerf Sender. Or a Maxim. Like, maybe I'm just wrong. I could be. Wouldn't be the first time. Hey, Luca. Screw is not out. Is this one? What would be that one? Yes. Well, it's like, it's not even watch the whole video. It's watch the first 30 seconds. It's like, it's super, like, I'm blaming shorts. I think it's just ruined people. Like, and if you leave a comment like that, and I answer the question within the first 3 minutes of the video, and you don't sit there to yourself and go, man, I have a problem. I don't know what to tell you. You have no self-awareness, because, like, what's the point of me even making the video if you're not going to watch it, and then just literally click on the picture and then type a comment out before you watch any of it? If your attention span is only 30 to 60 seconds now, total, on any kind of content, I don't know what to do. Is that one? That was probably... Like, I try to make my videos interesting. If you don't find them interesting or funny or entertaining, I mean, I try. Other people tell me they are, so I don't know. Like, I can't really do a whole lot about that, you know? I do my best. Ah, was that one too. Further implying there are too many screws in this thing. But, yeah, it's like, literally within the first 30 seconds, I show it, like, if you go to Walmart and find this on store shelves, like, even if you're just listening to the video, you would have heard that. And then to ask, like, when is it going to be on shelves? It's like, dude, I just showed you it on shelves! I can't do better than that! Really? Dang it. There's a unhealthy amount of grease in these things. So, same concept here. We're going to solder wires to things. Are you going to get an Xshot Buccaneer? Well, it's not an Xshot, and probably not. I couldn't do a full video on the Buccaneer. Like, it's almost getting to the point where it's like any full-length dart shooting thing I can't get a full video on. I kind of want them, but yeah, it's like it's only sold in stores as a playset with like role-play toys. Like, they don't sell just the blaster. And so it's like, even if you wanted multiple of them, you have to buy them off Dart Zone's website. Like, it doesn't make sense. I'm sure that's a Walmart thing. That's not Dart Zone's fault. But then it's like, Walmart, that's silly. Why would you do that? Why not sell it in a set of 2 at Walmart? Why does it need role-play toy stuff? There we go. There we go. I don't know what I was doing there for the first 30 seconds, but... The mags at my Walmart were clearanced for $1. Unfortunately, someone beat me there. Honestly, it's like, I think I have a couple of the mags. I like the mags, but the fact that they're like really only useful in the Nerf stuff itself. It's like, I even kind of like the darts, and few things work with the darts. Okay. First blob was fine, the second blob won't stick. There's like packing tape or something. Find all sorts of things inside your piston pump. Did that break off? Yeah. Funniest name, Xshot. Okay. Why are you not sticking? No, it's the other pad on the other. It just won't stick. Like, look, there's like an insane amount of solder stuck to the soldering iron. It won't stick to the wire. Okay, that's the biggest globule I could ever put on it. It's an insane globule. Oh, no, 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 don't do that, don't do that. AEB is better, but the blink is way cheaper for most people. You literally wrote that. That's how my chat reading goes. I look at the thing before I read who sent, see who sent it. Yeah, I guess. If you can find a blink for 20, 30 bucks, yeah. At this point, it's like, it's almost just like Boxer Pro or bust. The Boxer Pro is just so good. That's kind of like my recommendation for any flywheeler, because it hits as hard as everything else. Yeah, well, those people can eat it. I don't care about those people. Because it's like, if you don't want to deal with change, well, you have 30 different options. Get a Maxim. The thing with chains, the reason why it's like, if you don't already have the mags, then chains are just better. Do we have a good non... Actually, we don't have a good revolver slash turret pro flywheeler right now, do we? I don't think we do. Dart Zone has so many. No, Tomcat's not. Tomahawk isn't. Outlaw is Springer. Flywheel. Help me out, chat. Flywheel Pro Turret. Is there not one?
I mean, there's the bagpipe.
No, that's community. That doesn't count. Because, I mean, there's probably more than a few in the community.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a revolver-sized thing. I just mean in general. Because the problem with trying to recommend, like, magazine fed is that, like, you need gear. You need a whole bunch of stuff. If you don't have, like, if you were like, I don't own a single blaster, but I want a full, or I want a flywheeler, I want an electronic one I can use one-handed, it'd be like Boxer Pro. Because you don't have mags, you don't have a carrier. That stuff adds up, and it adds up quick. And that's weird, like, considering Dart Zone has so many. Because they have, like, the Double Trouble, the Savage Spin, the Tomahawk. Like, they have... And yet, I don't think they did a single pro one. Oh, this is the worst soldering jobs I've ever done. That's saying something. It's okay. It's for science. Did they ever fix the Brute Pro? Apparently the Canada ones are fine. Tag got a different one than what I got, and Tag's worked really good. But everybody I see buying them off like Walmart.com is getting the same one I got. Whether your trigger is as bad as mine is one thing. But with the B-car not, or the SCAR barrel not fitting and stuff like that. Okay. Same thing. So much lube. Okay. It's gonna be fun to try to figure out. So the top wire goes to that. Let's see if I can even get this on there without screwing up that other one. Yeah, I don't know how you do that without having all of them just come apart like that. That's why at the end I'm going to use yeah, I'm going to have everything plug in. That didn't work the way I thought it would. It's fine, Cooley. I've got like 7 more. Okay. Yeah, what is actually the strategy of soldering multiple wires to a single connection? How do people do that? Because the second I touch this, it's not going to work. Yeah, I don't know how people do that.
Whenever I've used it in the past, I will either strip one of the leads in the middle and solder it
Yeah,
to
that's...
the line, or line all the leads into one.
That's probably actually way easier than what I'm trying to do. Come on. Solder. Like, connect a wire and then solder them all to the wire at different points. Man, these contacts, like, don't take solder. I can't get them hot enough. Yeah, we want a big old glob of solder, if you please. Cool. Even better than Mama. And this one, same thing. We're still in the testing phase. We'll get there. I guess really it's like, okay, well if 2 works, we gotta test 3. And if 3 works, then I'm comfortable. Maybe. I've already made a huge mess of the table. Is that a good soldering connection? No. Does it matter? No. Okay. First test. If I plug this one in, do both of them beep? Only that one's beeping. Okay. Now if I plug in the other one, does it beep? Okay. The battery? Where did I put the rest of the box? Okay, yeah, you're right. So now, this is where things get spooky. Because now, we're going to connect the other battery to the other one. I should see a spark if something's wrong.
Battery exploding LiPo.
These aren't LiPo, they're lithium ion. They're lithium polymer. Not lithium polymer. Okay, neither of these are heating up. Both of them are beeping. But it should be fine. That should be fine, though. That's fine. Both of them beeping when one of these triggers gets pulled is fine. That's what I wanted to test. Yeah, that's fine. It should, because they're all connected.
Right, that switch is with that switch closed. Yes, but with the switch open, there shouldn't be a bridge between the two boosters. The problem is that you create a little hinge right there, that switch, where it's bridging past the switch. The switch is no longer necessary. Because both of them wired in one place.
Oh, yeah, but that'll get fixed when it's complete.
Right, but what I'm saying is that because there's no, like, it doesn't, the switch is just basically a connection at this point, and both of the wires are wired to the same
Yeah,
channel.
okay.
They're making contact with each other.
With each other. Yeah, no, but that will be fixed in the final build, I guess is what you would say. That's fine.
As long as it doesn't blow up the battery.
These batteries are not even getting warm. And that's why I'm holding them like this, is to make sure. Right? Anybody want to throw their hat in the ring? Am I stupid? Talos? Because that's doing it. I don't know if they can even... I think they can kind of hear the beat. I think we did it. These aren't even getting warm. Am I wrong? I might be imagining it. Please don't trip over that cable. You didn't have to come over here. Holding it down now. I mean, it doesn't matter. They would... So, yes, both of these would function with the switch open because they're literally twisted together right now. But in the final build where they're all individual plugs, it wouldn't be doing that. Okay. So, it works. So, if I were to have both of these together right now with screws and stuff in them, well, see, that's the weird part. Because if I unplug this, only that one beeps. So, even though they're connected together, it's not carrying the current from this battery. Okay.
The micro switches, you don't have current crossing.
Okay, so I think we're golden. I think we're good. I feel pretty comfortable about this. Tried to do my best Hector Salamanca. Exactly.
$70 down the drain.
All right. Okay. I think we're good. Really, I want to get them together to the point where they will actually run the gears. What? Is it this micro switch back here? What dictates, what does this thing see that makes the gears run? There's a micro switch right there, and there's a switch right here.
One is for forward and one is for back. That's how it's wired at the beginning of this.
I should be able to press down one of these and get the gears to move, which would be fine, right? That's a negative Ghost Rider. Oh, or that one. Okay. You said the front one. There's one little switch right there, and there's a switch right there. Okay. We're good. That's what I wanted to figure out. So, unfortunately, this means I actually have to do the build. And that's the disappointing part. Because it's going to require a lot of work times 6. I do have 8 PPs. But I only want to use 6. I figured I'd keep the other 2 as backups. And then from there, the theory is like, I guess I kind of have to do them in like a half circle because of the drums. There has to be clearance for the drums. And that's the final hurdle, is to figure out how to get, you know, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. How to mount that.
Think about the insanity stuff. The multi-picking.
Well, none of them are in like a half moon, so it wouldn't work.
Right, but design something.
Yeah.
We have printers. We have to have.
Yeah, I'm aware. You keep saying that. I'm aware. I have a CNC machine. I can CNC rails if I wanted to. It's just, it's a lot of work. But, like, they technically don't have to be in a circular configuration, but it would be optimal spacing. And then I figured I'd take, like, a rage fire and just cut the barrel off and just make the rage fire the thing you hold on to that the trigger is connected to. Just use, like, a rage fire for a shell. That way you have the spade grip.
Now you gotta leave the chain.
Yeah.
All of them.
Just have 6 motorized piston pumps and then an actual full working stock rage fire. So you're the meanwhile you just see piston pumps going ba-doo. Actually no, it's gonna be at the same time. It's gonna be 6 shots at one trigger. That's gonna be nasty.
Just, you know, a 6-dart shotgun.
So realistic. What I actually want to do is I want to make a thing where it's 3 on each arm, and it's like you hold it and just press a big button with your thumb. So you hold it like that, you press a big button and it shoots each side. That's what I would want to do. I don't know what's cooler. Because like in emplacement, yeah, I could have as many motorized piston pumps. I could just put them in a line. It would do the same effect. It would be cooler if it was in a circular shape.
Let's say, didn't you and Danny did that
With the blinks. And I told him, it's like, I can make that real. You know that, right? He said, no, it's fine. I'll just do it in post. I'm like, okay, fine. That's what professionals do. Trying to think, though, it's like, I would love to just have, like, not heavy arms. Again, not making heavy arms on my, like, 12th year on YouTube. But, like, the piston pumps. See, the problem is the drums. If it was just stick mags, it would be fine. I could literally just sandwich 3 piston on each side. But with the drums, I have to have them angled.
You're not going to hold the drums and the pistons 3 on each arm. That's going to be like, you're going to look like you've been working out in the gym since you were 10 years old.
Just have them like locked here, so my arms are like this, and I am the turret.
I would think it would probably be easier to get like your shoulder pads, like football shoulder pads, or some sort of rig to hold them on your shoulders, rather than having the weight on your arms.
Find out what the cheapest, biggest Steadicam rig you can find. Like, actually, we have to figure out how much is 1 piston pump with a fully loaded drum, a 70-round drum. It's probably too much weight. Need a steady rig that can hold like 100-something pounds.
I ran around with one. There's one of the super drums in my piston pump. I wore it's a lot of weight.
And that's for 1, let alone 6. They don't need to be angled, just staggered, says Brandon.
That much of the drums clear each other.
Oh, I would hate that. Is that really what you'd want?
If you wanted them all in a row.
Well, you'd have to have like one barrel, the other barrel, like that's kind of staggering, right? Oh, in a row, that would be awful. I was thinking like...
Drum.
I don't think that would fit.
You can get it a lot tighter.
I don't think you'd have to actually have, because like 2 of the drums, you'd need a hefty spacing.
That's the distance between 3 blasters.
The other way of staggering them would be, they're over in the box over. The other way of staggering them would be like this.
Yeah,
That's an. Oh, is he? I thought you were talking about a different way. Hey, NCR. This is there's a lot of ways this can go. If I wasn't using drums, this would be the easiest mod decision in the world. If I was using stick mags, it would be so easy. Hey, James!
You gotta get Domo's chain magazine working.
Kettenschneck or whatever. Alright, so now we have infinite power by combining MPPs together. So... Flip one upside down and make one trigger. Well, yeah, no, that's what we did. So these 2 right now are currently linked to a single trigger, and it works. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect these wires, and I'm going to just put an XT30 connector in the grip of each one of these, connected to, yeah, so it's like basically you can disconnect the external trigger. And then it's like you're going to do all sorts of fun stuff. Like you could just like, I wonder if I can make a wireless. I could.
A wireless trigger?
Yeah, it wouldn't be that hard. You need higher voltage, probably.
No.
7.4 volt wireless. Well, I mean, actually, yeah, you're right. It wouldn't, because the way this is designed, it just needs probably, what, 1 amp? There's a lot of ways. So basically what we've done is that these 2 motorized piston pumps are connected to a single trigger. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disconnect this trigger. I'm going to put XT30 connectors in the grip. So if you want to plug in an external connector, an external trigger, you can. They're not going to be stocks on them.
Right, but having it down there means that if you take it off the rig, you can put the thing on there, and then you don't have an XT30 to
You're never going to rub your hand against it. It's going to be super, it's going to be recessed, if anything. It's not going to be a problem at all. It's not going to have a stock. They're not going to have stocks. The batteries are going to be mounted to the blaster, like the rig, to save space, because otherwise you're going to have 6 stupid stocks hanging off. That'd be dumb.
No, that's not what I meant. I was talking about sort of removing the blaster from the rig and then using it just as the blaster itself. So the why are you leaving the trigger at all? That's what I'm talking about.
I'm confused how that changes anything I was going to do.
What I was
You just reattach the stock or something is what I would do.
Right, what I'm saying.
Or just have a battery mounted up there. Either way, it would do the same thing. But you're saying add a stock to...
No. What I'm saying is that if you take the 30 connector in the bumper tube instead of in the grip.
So back here,
Yeah, if you put a little stop cap on, because they have pretty versions of that to hide it, and so it's just in there. And then if you put the stop cap on, it's going to be in the tube, but it's still there.
actually, yeah, that's not a bad idea at all. In fact, for connecting, it wouldn't matter either. It would be the same thing. Just, yeah, I think your idea is cleaner and better. There's something in my brain screaming at me like, no, that's going to F it up. And I'm trying to think of what that is, because that just makes too much sense, what you said.
Well, then that certainly didn't come out of my mouth. It makes sense.
There's something in my brain that's like, no, that won't work, that won't work. And I'm trying to remember why that won't work. Because otherwise your idea makes way more sense. Because I was just going to put it up here, where your thumb's never going to reach it anyway. And even if it did, it was going to be flush. Like it was going to be recessed in. No, that's smart. And it can work with the... I mean, it'd just be a dangly thing, I guess, right? You just have it dangle out the back with this connector.
Yeah, you gotta remember that the current going over those wires, those switches, you can get 18 gauge wire, and it's not even gonna be a problem.
Yeah, this is 16 gauge.
So you can probably pull it off yourself.
You could mount both on a battle tank. Oh, well, no, we're gonna mount 6 of them. Minimum. We have 8. But the whole point of doing the stream was to figure out if it can even be done. So now we know it can be done. Cool. So from here, it's just a matter of trying to figure out the foundation of how I want to go about it. I mean, even if I go the way I was thinking of, like, no stocks, well, yeah, it wouldn't make sense, because then you couldn't just remove the blaster. To be fair, it's like, that's not even that much weight or room added.
No, I mean, you can remove the stock and put a cap on it, but if you put the XT30 connector out the same way that the battery goes out, when the stock is on it, it'll be hidden in the buffer tube. When you take the stock off, you put a cap on, it's just hanging out.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that makes way too much sense not to do it that way. This is why I think that's why it's like, I think I've said that, like, nothing great was ever built by a single person. Like, if something is truly great, other people had their input in. And I'm starting to figure out, like, I think that idea is better. And there's really no reason why not to do your idea. And now I'm trying to think, it's like, well, in realistic, I'm like, no stocks are dumb. But then it's like, yeah, but I want to be able to, like, pull the blaster off and be able to use it, and then plug it back in and use it in the thing.
Yeah, if you want to do it mid-war, you're going to need to leave the stock on.
And, yeah, exactly. Which is, like, in my head, it's like...
There's a blaster out there made by somebody, where he just mounted he made a cap for the stock, and he mounted the battery to the side, like a zip tie or something.
Yeah. Huh. I think your idea is better. Yeah. I don't know why I wouldn't do it your idea. Your idea makes way too much sense not to do it that way. Because then I can just do the same thing where the XT, but have it be another XT30. And actually, that's the last thing. Is like, while I'm here, should I try? I don't think I need... I want to use this... Trying to mod these things pass... Oh, right, and they all work with... a lot of people are saying these ones... Like, I don't know if you've done it with yours, but apparently these ones don't work with a 3S LiPo.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people the boards were refusing.
Which is like, I could open up the other one and compare the boards, but I don't know what I'm looking at.
But everybody else was also using that stupid, let's change the dedicated connector, whatever it is, to an XT30 little brick thing. And that connector...
Oh, instead of just cutting the connector off and soldering an XT30?
They're using an adapter. The problem is that connector's not rated. It can't handle...
Why would you use an adapter?
Because you don't want to cut it off.
I guess, yeah, normie's gonna normie.
Make sure that you can use the existing battery again.
Okay.
That was the reason, but the connector's not... It can't handle it. 3S.
I almost feel like I should cut this off and put it to a XT30 and see if it works, because apparently nobody else has done that thing? I don't know. Like, that seems weird to me, that nobody else, like... I heard from a bunch of people, they were like, yeah, it doesn't work at all, Walcom, you lied to me! Buy me a new MPP! And it's like, well, no, mine worked fine, I don't know what to tell you. Let's desolder that for
But
real.
we already established that the review sample was different.
Yeah, it's different in a lot of ways. Whether the electronics are different, we'd have to open up the other one and compare.
Gainsey, the issue is putting 3S on it, not XT30s.
So, here's where the other half of my brain's at. It's like, well, I could make a PC for this project. Like, I literally can engrave it and do all that kind of stuff, and I'm sitting here like, maybe I should. So, a board with 6 XT30s and then a plug that comes off for a switch. I mean, I can. It's like one of those things that doesn't need to be a board, though, but I think a board would be helpful. It'd be cleaner. And again, I have blank circuit board. I have surface mask. I have the bits. The only thing I don't know how to do is a circuit board. I've never made one, but I also feel like, well, it's just wires, but they're hard. So I theoretically shouldn't have a problem putting... Yeah, it should be fine. That's something Hawkeye could probably help with, too. He's really good about telling me if I'm about to do something stupid that's going to destroy everything. Okay. So, playing with your idea, I might just keep these wires on for right now and see if I can't route them. Yeah, well, I should. It should be able to... There's already existing room. It's like that South Park thing where the guys are like, this is making a lot of sense right now. Those who know, I'm not going to quote the episode.
On that other project later.
Another project?
No, the one that's downstairs.
Oh! Yeah.
And then we're both going to go, oh wait, this is why it was dumb. Like at the same time.
I've already spent $200 in wood. I really hope we don't have that moment.
No, I'm talking about this idea with the XT30 out the
Oh.
buffer tube.
Oh. I was looking at that like a pro golfer, like it is like flipping around on the table. I'm like, please don't, please don't.
Well, Gainsey, when I bought my Xshot piston pump, we compared it to his review sample, and it was actually different. So we're not sure, but the electronics inside the review samples might be different.
To be clear, that's unconfirmed right now.
But you're correct. He did put a pre-S in there. He live modded it on stream.
Yeah, and it worked fine. It doubled the rate of fire.
It was Perry who sent out the Perry from Out of Darts was the one who's like, don't do it, reassembling it, it'll break the board, it'll stop working, you'll get one shot, and then it'll stop.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's me putting a lot of faith in somebody else's word, and every single time I do that, I'm sorry for it. Because if there's been a lot of times people have told me that, oh, this won't work, and I've done it and it
Well,
worked.
so this was, I mean, public posting on their website.
How many other people have cut the Dean's connector off and replaced it with an XT30 and plugged a LiPo in?
We got wire strippers and cutters.
Yeah, I don't want to blow up a board. Because you just said literally that they said it will blow up a board. That seems like a waste. I haven't heard of it blowing up a board. I've heard people saying it doesn't work, it just beeps, and then they put it in their old battery and it works fine. Or Venom Pro. There was one gentleman that was talking to me on Instagram that his wasn't working. I was like, okay, try a Venom Pro battery, and it worked. So, but he had replaced it with an XT30 connector, so he tried it and it didn't work. But it worked with a Venom Pro battery. Yeah. Which is, these are 7.4 volts, so they're technically 2S as well. Cool. Well, it looks like that works. I have about that much room, which is fine. Yeah, I'm just gonna send it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just, the length of the wires is irrelevant. They can be whatever we need it to be.
Because this is like, then that's way easier, that's way faster. It would take me far less time to do.
Unplug it, slap the stock back on, you got a working box.
I like how there's like 30. Yeah. Well, technically, so that's apparently male. The reason why it's a male is because the actual plug, yeah, which is very confusing. Also, this is bad. Yeah, I was surprised by that too, but somebody explained it to me. I'm like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. So we're just gonna put this plug in here and just assume this one's finished. That's phase 1. Oh, this is gonna be super cool if this works the way I think it will. Which, let's be fair, it's not gonna work. Like, I don't know why I'm getting my hopes up. It's not gonna work. Well, it is, but I have them and they look cool. See, that's why I was like looking for the black ones, because like the black ones are gonna look way cooler than the yellow ones. But then it was like, oh well, if we're just gonna hide it in the stock, then what does it matter, you know? Thank you for the handy hands, Homely. They work really good. It's been okay, Gavin. How about yours? What? What? Oh god, what is going on? Okay, I'm here. What's going on? There we go. It was showing me like all sorts of settings. Mine's been alright. Exams coming up. Exams coming up in, like, it's only been... It's October. Can't have been in school that long. Right? Oh no.
I mean, midterms. He says midterms.
Oh, midterms? I guess it's like if it's halfway through a semester. Or a quarter. Wouldn't halfway through the semester still be like way later? Maybe not, yeah. It's actually something I was having a conversation with that somebody at the store. It's like, oh, school starts next week. And I'm like, in August? In Washington? She's like, yeah, it's a new thing they're doing this year. They're starting school earlier. Like, I've heard of that, like, kids on the other side of the country starting in August, but here it was always, like, the first week of September for me.
So they've been padding out the school year. They have 3 built-in snow days. And so that, like, in winter when there's snow days, they don't have to pack on the end of the year. They just put it in a random day that's
Kids even get snow days anymore? In Spokane, you know? Crap. I mean, we always get like one or two. Yeah, but in Spokane, they're used to it. Here, you get like a little bit of ice on the road, and they're like, "Oh crap, better shut down the schools." In Spokane, it's like there's walls of snow, and it's like, yeah, classes are today. I know, because I went to college in Spokane. I'm like, it was so funny when the driveway melted, because it's like, wow, I was literally parked like 2 feet off the ground on snow for like a month and a half straight. And it turns out, yeah, it's like, now the ground is 2 feet down. I was parking on top of it. Why are you so difficult? I'm having a devil of a time. Oh my god, I can't solder anymore. I don't know what my problem is. That is just a big old glob of solder now, and I don't want it to be a big old glob of solder. Solder? I'm losing it. He's crashing out. Is it because I pre-pinned the connector that I doesn't want to go in? Okay, maybe that. Okay, there we go. Maybe I'll just stick it on there and then cover it with the heat shrink. Usually I try to get it into the hole, but don't take that one out of context. Okay. So this will be way nicer for trying to test things later on anyway. I mean, I already did the hard part. I don't want to do more hard part. Are you gonna be hot enough to... You're hot enough to pull it off the thing, darn it. No! Get back in there. Okay. In lieu of a lighter. Sorry, chat. Like, completely zoning out. I'm just working by myself on camera. Okay, that's good. Cool. That'll be way easier. Yeah, I guess I'll have to design a PCB, which is fine. And now we can close it up, and we don't have to Dremel anything. And then try to make it look pretty. We got this secret sleeper build connector. Hell yeah. Oh, why? Now I gotta remember how a motorized piston pump goes back together. That might be where this falls apart. So...
You just want to open it up so you can see the internals.
That might be how this happens.
Don't forget the plunger right down the floor.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to see if I can even fit this in here. How does that lock itself in? Oh. I actually don't know how that locked in to begin with. Did it lock in there? Yeah, it must have. No? Yeah, so how did it lock in? Okay, that little gray piece, please don't hit the camera, but there's a little gray piece that fell out. I have to make sure I can get that flush. It's a little gray piece with a screw hole on it. It was the, yep, wire run connector. Thank you. Gonna make sure that I can even get this flush again, which is not looking like that's gonna happen. Come on.
Minor Dremel with the wire guide?
Maybe, but no, it's good. Yeah, that's flush.
Right.
Where's the screw that I had there? Did I lose the screw too? I don't remember. I remember losing their little silver screw. That's not it. Nice try though. Oh, that's a hex head. That looks more like it.
Is it no screws on the floor?
Yeah, there's gonna be a few of them. Oh my god, these. Where is it? I'm like, that's not magnetic. That one is. Oh, this one's still moving. Never mind. That's flush. How did that work? Hey, Chris. Oh, or that was the screw. I just found a random one up here. Yeah, somehow that locked in there while applying spring pressure. That, yeah, no, there isn't. The only place it could is right there. That doesn't make any sense either, because yeah, you're supposed to be able to... Or maybe that is how it works. That might be how it works. Because then you could just push it forward like that, twist it, and pull it out. That's probably how it worked. I mean, we could put the spring in last. Plunger. Barrel breech. That's definitely the other end. So, like that. Doesn't make any sense. That makes more sense. I will laugh if this thing will never fire again. That will be even funnier. Shouldn't be that difficult, though. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, that is the pusher. There's that. Hold you off right now. Oh, this grease. There's grease everywhere. It's even on the springs. So much grease. It's very greasy. Oh, this is gonna suck. I don't want to grab the spring with my hands. It's not enough to really matter. Honestly, a paper towel would go farther. Oh, screw you too! Yeah, well, it can really only go in one way. That can really only go in one way. Yeah. Alright. I think that's right. Except for that, yeah, it's not sitting down enough. Does that go under that? It does go under that. Okay. Alright. Overhead. Not overhead, I need a gimbal on the top of the thing. So this just looks like I'm not even working where the camera is currently pointing. But I do believe that is how it went, and I can put the spring in after the fact. So, push our little wires down. Yeah, that should be fine. The mag release, too, that exploded on me. In fact, I have another one right here that didn't pop out. It's weird that this thing has the catch points for, like, the old style, like, katanas and talons. I don't think katanas have been relevant in a very long time. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if literally no one has put a katana through their motorized piston pump. Yeah, they're the old style Dart Zone mags are like, they worked with talons, but the mags themselves were like katanas, but not. Like, we give Nerf flack for the mags, the Pro Mags not working with normal stuff, but Dart Zones also didn't for a while. It wasn't until recently.
Right, but we're thinking that Xshot probably took that into consideration.
Potentially.
Yeah,
Good guy Xshot.
I know.
Theoretically. Put that back on. Yep. Yep. Okay. Now let's just screw this back together and then put the spring in. Could be that simple. So in this specific instance, I don't want to put XT30s for batteries, because God knows if I plug a battery into that switch. We're just going to have to design our own connector.
You're talking about the PCB. You're wireless.
So, wireless firing shouldn't be that hard. And it would be cool. I'm going to zoom this out so it's slightly less crappy. There we go. I can't see the chat again. Oh. This is probably the most boring thing ever. Science is rarely exciting. Why they have to edit their videos to be exciting. But is a live streamed science necessarily exciting? I'm also just bad at it. We'll just put it that way.
I don't know. I've got enough done for my life today.
What time is it? My watch is currently charging. 2 o'clock? Okay, we've been going for a couple hours then. I don't know how to do it. But there has to be a wireless switch. That has to be a thing. Something that would run... doesn't need much power. When is new video coming? Probably tomorrow. Looks like everything's good. One, two? Yep. Alright. So, technically, I have covered up my shame while adding new interesting shame. Yeah, that's how it works. It goes in like that, and then you twist it. Did somebody make a tool to do that yet? Okay. So I don't remember how I did it the first time. I think I used like the can opener on my pocket knife. Don't have a flat head here, do I? Yeah, it was like my pocket knife's probably over there somewhere, but I don't know where. Maybe I could get it with my thumb? Hold on. Oh, wait, yeah, I got it. I'm just that good. Cool. So, theoretically, this should work. Hopefully this works. I did put all the screws in it before actually testing it. I don't have a mag. Ah! Thank you, sir. And no, I'm not gonna open those. Grab me. There's a bunch of new starts right there. I'm gonna save all those pink darts for a special occasion. Like, really, this is only gonna be called a success if it works after. So. Okay. We gotta make sure this blaster still works after the fact, which is kind of sketch when you don't have the thing on it. I forgot the switch. Might have forgot more than just the switch. There's a couple of things laying over here that I'm... There's this, too. What did that go to? Oh, it went up here, I think. Because this already had something. What? No. You're not loose? Like... There we go, jeez. Yeah, that goes on top of the other one. So it's just the switch is all I lost. How does that switch even work? I honestly do not know. Man, I gotta take out like 30 more screws. Show's over. I'm done. Hand this to my off-camera team. Yes, Ghost Manta, I have one. To be fair, Gavin, I did at least get everything but the switch cover. Actually, it's like, it's full on the switch. You can't actually reach the switch without a piece of plastic in there. Okay, now I need like a tool to remove that spring plate. No, because I have to push and twist. I need something that has leverage. How did you break the catch on an Outlaw? Yeah, hopefully that's big enough. It's probably the biggest flathead I own, to be honest. I hate you. Oh, do I hate you. Oh, wow, that's awful! Holy crap!
Let me get something else.
I got it. It's just, yeah, that's awful. But I used a can opener on my multi-tool. I mean, at least they kind of have it there. But why don't you open it? You got time, don't you? Will you put a barrel shroud on it? No, because it's not going to be a... Yeah, it's just, that's just added weight. It doesn't really help. Unless I have to add a barrel shroud for mounting purposes, which I don't think I do. I don't like, because you have one and Z has one, and I'm still not sold on the barrel shrouds. Well, I do. But it's like, even you had it like with your shroud, it's like you still held it right here. So it's like... Okay. Even with an electronic screwdriver, this is tedious. Reopen.
I have that hex. It works really well.
Yeah, I legit don't know how this switch works. Like, what does it interact with? Ah! Wait, what? That makes even less sense. What? Why would this be the hard part? I mean, there's only one way it can go, right? No, it could go that way as well. Is it that? Aha! Aha! So this little black micro switch somehow is how it figures out if it's on full auto or not. Okay, I'm not cooked. I was gonna be cooked. Because the bag release decided to try to escape. Don't take it apart with a mag inside of it, kids. Have you considered making a second channel for live streams? I heard that YouTube likes to throttle for views YouTubers when they stream. I don't know. YouTube keeps telling me, oh, you should live stream all the time. So it's like, YouTube doesn't even know what YouTube wants. It's freaking insufferable. If I made a channel just for live streams, I would get 3 viewers. Because, like, I'm asking you to subscribe to another channel for a thing I do once a week, maybe. Because, like, I used to stream on Twitch, and, like, I would get literally 6 viewers on Twitch and have, like, 90 on YouTube. But it seems like people who watch live streams on YouTube don't really watch live streams on Twitch. Okay. Alright, we're going. And now I have risen in proficiency with the motorized piston pump. I was pretty okay before. Now I'm all right. I don't know. Honestly, I haven't really... We did do, during the live stream, we got 200 out of a barrel set up with light darts. But I don't remember what the barrel length was. Again, the mod I'm doing doesn't rely on more velocity, so I haven't really... There has been people that have apparently got these to 250. I hit over 200 a couple of times. But from what I've seen, people are still trying to figure out exactly what to do with these things. And the normie consensus is that this thing is where it's like, I got a thing, I have to make it better. But unfortunately, I think this blaster falls firmly in that it's already good enough. If you need more, you need a different blaster. Pretty much, because I think this is already hitting as hard and it's better than what do you call that thing? BK1S. Okay. So, now, hopefully, it works. We're just gonna fire it over there. I don't need to see the dart go far. Please? Oh, it doesn't have a spring in it. No, I won't. No. Glad I didn't pull the trigger. I would have been very confused. This is always the scary part. I hate this. I think AEGs, you're already asking quite a bit of them already. So it's like trying to get more. It's like, yeah, you pretty much need to have like the inverted scales will do like 270 pretty easily. The BK1S or the Sweetheart Storm will do 300. There we go. All right, please work. Please don't just beep and not do anything. Although we know how this is the actual electricals work now. I need to see what that was. A piece of shiny came out the front of it. Out of the barrel. It was a bolt? Where's there a bolt? I have one open right here. Where did a bolt? How did a bolt get in there? There's nowhere in the blaster a bolt would come from. Be careful. I mean, I'm gonna load darts into it again and see if it fires. But yeah, a bolt came out of the barrel. Hopefully it just actually came off the tape. No, I was holding it, wasn't I? We'll find out. This is where we try to break the blaster. Oh, I took out the battery. Ooh. I took out the battery and it's loaded. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, yeah. Yeah, we're fine. I don't know where the bolt came from. It might have just been on... Oh, the jam door bolt. Yeah, it might have been it. So, of absolutely zero consequence, because who cares? How did it come out of the barrel, though?
It fell through, like, in the cycle. The jam area. And it was shoved in the barrel. And
Seems like a good way to break your blaster. And... Alright. And if we want to test it in the future, we can make some kind of connector, like a switch that has an XT30 on it. And then we can do like the funny thing where we have like this on like 30 feet of wire. You can sit behind a tree and go like that.
what was one for?
Or that too, yeah.
Calvin had a very important question.
Who?
Calvin.
Walcom, who is your favorite Kamen Rider? Bill. I was like, I have to read through and see which one Calvin was. Okay, well, the good news is that one does function. Now, the other one. Surely we won't forget the thing again. Oh, cool. At some point, with it sitting there, the mag releases popped out. Because they're no longer in this blaster, and I looked over at that blaster to figure out how the mag releases went in. Where did you go? Did you go around that? You went like that? Yep, go. I mean, that's has to be the way it goes. Oh, well, I just found the mag releases. I don't know how I found them, but I did. I just keep getting lucky today. What? I have them in the springs.
NCR, we've been modding Night Finder forever.
I still don't think I personally have ever made a Night Finder rifle. It was on the to-do list at one point. That's on your rod. Okay. Switch. Okay. And that's everything, right? Yeah. Just take our wires and... Wait, how are these shorter? Wait, what? Son of a dill dickles 9000. I measured these together, I didn't measure them with those ones. Okay, well that's a waste of wire. Oh, okay, I think it's turned off. Hi, little pony. Live and learn. Oh, I just took off my glob that I used to solder that on to begin with. Come on. How much you want to bet this was the first one I took apart? Probably is, because the glob just came right off and it stuck to the soldering iron. Meanwhile, that one stayed put. God, I hate that. What is with the fact that they did that? That one has arguably too much solder. It would be really quick. Okay. This is one of those instances of how long of a wire do I want? Because when I do this for the other four, it'll be easy because I'll just measure them all at the same time. So. Yeah, like that long. Yeah, about that long. About like this, like that, like this, like that. Hey, can I fix a broken catch for a dread bolt? I mean, arguably, yes. How can I say that? Because it's literally a crossbow. Alright. So, the good news is that we've unlocked a whole new world of PP mods we can do. And yes, I'm going to keep calling it that because I'm a child. How you feeling? Take a nap?
Yeah.
Get more caffeine?
eventually.
Because I'm stupid. Kind of do that to not look like something out of Dr. Seuss.
Yeah, that'll happen, MCR.
Okay, alright. Okay, okay, alright. Take off that protector. Wedge more wires underneath of it. Come on. Like that. Like this, like that. Like that, like this. I don't like it. At all. This will be how I know I did the first one. The whole new world of Xshot Motorized Piston Pump mods is now available. So, now we just have to do the thing. Do the thing. Do the roar. Should have made those wires like 2 inches longer. It's not good enough that everything is hyper lubricated, but I also need to try to fit this in here taut. Hot glue would be cool, but it is not a requirement. Why is one of these seemingly... Oh, okay, there we go. Okay. Good. 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 Come on. Come on. Oh, that one doesn't seem as... Yeah, whatever. Never mind. Okay. Wire that up for... I swear I had another one over there, but whatever. Ugh. So the only problem is, yeah, now I have to do this 4 more times, minimal. Unless I can be convinced to do 8. Which just seems like overkill.
First you gotta figure out how you're mounting it, and then you have to build 2 more drums.
That's why it's gonna be 6, is because I'm not doing 2 more drums. Technically, I think I have enough I think I have 8 or 6 bearings left over, and I think I have enough drum springs for 2 more. And I think I have it because there's a whole bag of them. I probably have like 8 or 10 or something, not quite enough. Knowing my luck. What you up to, bots? Should have had bots here to do commentary while I'm not very active. So do I just... Put it in there first? Oh, I can't actually get it in there. Oh, that's as far deep as it goes. Editing? Is it more mayhem stuff? Because you're going to be like the only frickin' person that's going to look at that entire line. And Mongoose Jake, that's it. I have 0 interest in it. It's not a soldering job if I don't burn myself a couple of times. Twist those anymore. Jake, we're calling the Ruin a reshelled. Got on me for calling a Ruin a reshelled Tech 3. I can see where people would call it a reshell. Wait, Jake got on me for calling the Ruin a reshelled Tech 3 when I said I can see where people would call it a reshelled Tech 3 and never called it one myself. Why would it matter? It looks like a reshelled Tech 3. Like, even if you say, like, I think I can see why people would call it that, like, why would it matter if it was one? You can't pretend, no matter how hard you try, that those blasters are new and innovative in literally any way, right? They're all derivative. I don't know how... Dude... No, but I mean, these are literally just like, it's Buzzbee pulling a Nerf right now. I don't think there's a single, even remotely innovative blaster they have coming out. That being said, the light up thing is cool. I do like the light up thing. But it's not like that's a quote unquote, like, amazing blaster. Everybody must buy one. It's just cool. And even then, it's not as cool as I thought it was, because I think it actually uses a battery. A battery you can almost not even replace.
Sorry, that's because it's a Buzzbee blaster.
Like, it sucks, because, like, when Buzzbee does innovative stuff, they screw it up. And then they get scared to do innovative stuff. So then but they won't do the blasters that are actually good! That's the weirdest part with them!
Bringing back the Sentinel.
Everybody wants the Sentinel! Why do they utterly refuse? Like, I thought it's because, like, the mechanism was proprietary, but the easy fire rifle is the exact same mechanism. It doesn't make any freaking sense, man. I guess they said, like, I guess Walmart or whatever doesn't want the Sentinel? Like, I don't know. I'm so apathetic towards Buzzbee. It's like, I'm disappointed when it's Nerf. But it's like, oh, look at that. Another year where Buzzbee does the same blasters they've been doing for the past 4 or 5 years. Actually, probably longer.
Say, what was the last
Well, it's probably like the Easy Fire. Like, they did the Tornado, which sucked. They did the Pixelator, which sucked. They did that compound bow, which I thought was pretty cool, but it was like impossible for me to get my hands on. I found one at Ross. But then everything they do is like, oh, here's a $10, $12 full-length mag-fed.
There was the XShot.
That sucked.
There was
The Thunderbolt, which sucked. And then there was the Trigger Fire, I think, is it? Which also sucked. Like, all three of those blasters were awful.
What do you say was something different?
Exactly, that's the thing. It's like, I hate to... I don't want to be like, oh...
Terrible, but at least it was something different.
At least they did something new. It's like... But now it's like, okay, well, they're right back. Everything in the Mayhem line looked awful. And it's like, you're not even trying. Okay, well, if you're not going to try, then why should I care? Because it's like, it is a Tech 3. And technically, it's a Buzzbee Fire 3, Tri-Fire, or whatever. No, it's a Tech 3. It's the same freaking blaster. I wish we can get more, but I also think it's released as hyped for a month, and then people would... Well, it's like, who buys Buzzbee stuff? It's like, it's just people who don't... Their kids, like, they buy it for their kids because it's the cheapest option. But even then, it's like, you have XShot,
Yeah, but...
which is currently destroying, so...
Yeah. The type of people who buy those blasters, though, will see the 14 and up thing, and they will go, yeah.
No, but XShot still makes normal blasters, too. Non-14 and up.
Right.
So it's like, realistically, who is buying that? That's my issue, I guess. Like, I don't know how you'd be a fan of that, either. It's like, look at how much money I have in NERF. This is all excellent stuff. Amazing products. Nothing up there is past, like, 2014, 2015. Now imagine Buzzbee, and it's like, what have they done? Like, if they would take any of the feedback and expand upon it, like the Tetra shot should have been a shotgun. That too. And did you see all the marketing material for the Mayhem stuff? It was all AI generated. It looked awful. Yeah, exactly. I'm not saying they won't sell, but it's like, I don't know how you like, yeah, I love Buzzbee. They're the best. It's like, Buzzbee hasn't done anything cool in a long time. Like, I really wished the Tornado, that was the grip flywheeler, I really wished that was good. It was awful. No, it was like the Rev Reaper, but it was like even worse. Like, Buzzbee could do cool stuff, they just don't. Buzzbee did the Easy Fire, Twist... Okay, the Twist Fury. But, like, even the Twist Fury is, like, it's cool. Arguably, the Twist Fury is really cool. I keep forgetting it even exists and have one. But it's also, like, I already...
I mean, the reason that the Twist Fury Buzzbee didn't do, though,
that was Captain Slug, and it was, like, it was a good... But it could have been, like... They cheaped out too much on it. That's why it's like I never did the review, because it's like, I like what the Twist Fury is, but then it's like, you can't use a Twist Fury as a replacement for the original skewer, which they could have. And I think the Twist Furies are only like 12, 14 bucks, right? They're pretty cheap, but it's like, they were too cheap. The Easy Fire Rifle is fine. I think the Easy Fire Rifle was great. It's a bit derivative, but yeah, I think the Easy Fire Rifle was good. I wouldn't slam the Easy Fire Rifle for ever being anything other than a pretty good blaster. Is the Easy Fire Rifle an exciting blaster? Not really. How would I make the easy fire rifle a more exciting blaster? Double barrels. Double barrels, 2 plunger tubes, basically 2 mag fed on a single grip. That would have been pretty cool. Because you have the leverage with the lever, so it wouldn't have been that much stronger. I mean, maybe it would be too strong for, like, is it 6 enough or 8 enough? If it's 6 enough, that probably wouldn't have worked. Oh, it's just like, I don't know, it sucks to see Buzzbee going the way they're going. Because, like, yeah, they haven't really made anything truly exciting in some time. That isn't to say that I don't think the Easy Fire rifle was good. I do think the Easy Fire rifle was good. I never got my hands on the Easy Fire pistol, but that's because the stuff that Buzzbee makes that is even remotely interesting never shows up in actual retail shelves. It's like some kind of weird, like, oh, I got it at Ross randomly. Oh my god, no, I don't have my headphones on, so I couldn't see that. Classic for real tipped 45. Why Classic? Here's $45. I'm gonna insist I change my mind and demand it back in 10 seconds. Okay, I want my $45 back. Jake, can you sorry for the joke 2 hours later? It's what? 2 hours late, man? Well, the good news is Classic just bought the Vector, so I guess we have to look out for a Vector, huh? I guess we're going to Target. Thanks a lot, Classic. Just kidding. Thank you very much. And thank you for calling me out that I didn't notice it. Because I don't have my headphones on, so I can't hear it at all.
Eric, everybody's been talking about a pro rapid strike since they announced the Strike X.
Like, that was actually kind of a slam dunk. Had they done the Strife X not... I think the spirit of the Strife X was a good idea.
If it wasn't $100,000 8 years ago.
So, that is a legitimate concern, or a criticism, I would say. I think it's kind of funny. Like, I was probably the only reviewer that felt like it was too much money for what it was. I was very much criticized for having that opinion. But it's like, here we are, what, 2 years later, 3 years later? And it's like, yeah, the Strife X was way overpriced for what it was. We got so much better now.
Yeah. The thing is, I don't think they'll ever do a pro rapid strike. They'll take away from the black expansion.
But, like, they should have kept that idea. The NERF Pro line being their elite designs at pro level was a smart idea. I don't think the execution... Well, that was the issue. It's like, with the Strife X, why did they change so much they didn't have to?
Like where the mounting posts are for
yeah,
flywheel case?
Everything. Like, why did they do that? They had...
They did that with the Icon long shot.
Yeah. And why do they do that?
Like...
It's so frustrating. Like, NERF, you don't... They do it on purpose. It's like, you cannot tell me that NERF doesn't do that maliciously.
And the only reason I can think of it is that they lost the molds. Or the molds were... They had to make new ones. And they couldn't find the original design, so they just built a new one.
How does that happen?
They're not making stripes anymore, get rid of the molds.
They were, though. Like, technically they were, though. Because when the Strife X came out, you could still buy, like, the Strife battle camo.
They had to make a new mold, because it's half dark.
Well, yeah, but... And, yeah, that would make sense.
So you're going to have an entire new mold.
It feels like... It felt like...
They could have done better. Siren did it.
Yeah, everybody's done it.
Like, the Blink...
The Maxim uses Strife cages.
So does the Blink.
And it's... I know why it's... That's the funniest part for me, is because they keep doing that when they don't have to. There's no reason for as many flywheel cage geometries to exist, because none of them do anything different other than just having the holes in different places.
The only reason that I could see is shell design from a aesthetic standpoint. Right? Like, the Strife X is a bad example, but like, think about like the Star Wars blasters. Right? You've got a specific shaped that you have to fit this in.
Got to make sure this one fires.
Yeah. But I mean, you're right. If there's room for a stripe cage, why don't we just have a stripe cage?
We're good.
Nothing came out.
What?
Nothing shiny came out.
No, I didn't ever unscrew it.
Yeah.
All right, so that's a success.
Cool.
So stage 2 is doing that a lot. I am, again, if I wasn't using straight or using the drums, it's like I would almost just have 3 and make the what is Ronin's primary from Titanfall 2? I think it's 6 shots. I think his gun's called, it's a shotgun, but I think it's called the lead wall, and I think it's 3. It's like a footprint like this. He's the guy who has, it's the bot with the sword, but it has a shotgun, and I think it's a 3x2 shot like that. I think it's called the lead wall, and it's like I would just make that.
Yeah, where it's just like hanging out in the air though.
It's whatever.
Can't remove the grips.
That's fine.
Not only was the Icon Longshot plunger tube small, the shell was shaped in such a way that it wouldn't take the plunger tube from the old ones.
That's unacceptable.
Yeah.
See, okay.
They made an entire new mold for the Icon Longshot.
You cannot convince me that is not malicious. Even if you're like, well, they need to change the mold. If they were going to change the mold, they should have started with the aftermarket parts. There's no excuse for that other than somebody at Hasbro went, no, we don't want it to work with the aftermarket parts.
They don't want us to mod their blasters, period.
That doesn't matter. What they want shouldn't matter. Because guess what happens, Nerf? People don't buy your stuff. This is not a difficult concept.
I mean, it's the same thing with, like, they brought out a strike long shot, the toss of the front gun, toss of the bipod. Like,
but it works with all the old stuff.
It sold like hot.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted a long shot. Nobody cared about the bipod. Nobody cared about the front gun.
I was in the hobby when that happened. The long shot, when that happened, I was like, God, I need to find a long shot at a thrift store because on eBay they're like $150. And they were the best moddable Springer at the time. People weren't modding retaliators. People were modding long shots. Yeah. All the aftermarket parts were for long shots because they were way easier to work with. And when that came out, it was like, it's the only time I can think Nerf ever did that, where they put out a product that's like, hey, you want a long shot? Here's the long shot. It's the same blaster with the front legs already removed because people were going to do it anyway. Nobody's going to use the front gun because the front gun sucks. It came with a scope because people will probably still use a scope. Perfect. They could have like added stuff to make the stock not as flimsy and stuff. That's fine. They didn't have to. Exactly. But then they bring out the Icon one and it's like, yeah, we're going to make it you want a long shot? That's how they did it. Hey, you want a long shot or you want a long shot? Fine.
Yeah.
And it's like, I can't, lead wall, that's what it was called. I can't believe, like, you act like, oh, they don't want us modding their blasters. It's like, okay, we don't want your product.
Well, no, I'm saying that's why they make those decisions.
But who at Hasbro is, I want names. I want to know what moron at Hasbro is screwing over the brand. They can't try to take the moral high ground. All of their competitors are doing it and they're thriving. It makes no sense!
It only makes sense if you think about the fact that for the last 2 years, all they've made are either blasters with proprietary ammo so that people can't make better than what they do, because everybody else makes better elite darts, everybody else makes better half darts, or they're doing some tie-in with somebody, right? Minecraft blasters, D&D blasters, whatever.
can't roll my eyes enough.
No, but I mean, think about all the crap that they released.
Clearly, like the Minecraft blasters and the D&D blasters made them a lot of money. That's why they still make them, right? The Minecraft ones, you could argue they still make the Minecraft ones. It's been a year. I don't think there was any new Minecraft released in 2025. The like single shot bow that was $20. The hammer, or the axe, or whatever it was, the pillager crossbow, the V2. Those were all 2024, if I'm not mistaken. Late 2024.
Yeah.
I don't think a single new one came out in 2025. Maybe a sword. I think there was a diamond sword. And I guess those are still selling, but I think the issue with that is like, it's Minecraft. Of course it's sold. Like, that's just kind of how it works.
Right, but if they're making money off that, I mean, Wizards of the Coast is basically carrying Hasbro.
Oh, 100%.
Magic the Gathering.
But look at,
cards is cheap, but...
have you seen the status of Magic the Gathering, though?
Yeah.
It's unrecognizable. I saw, like a week ago, I saw like their release timeline for I don't know how long, and it was one thing for Lorwyn, which is a name I recognize from Magic the Gathering, and then it was like Spider-Man, and like Guardians of the Galaxy, and SpongeBob, and
Final Fantasy 14.
And Final Fantasy. It's like, what the heck? And it's like, who's asking for this? It must be working because they're making a ton of money, but I think the issue here is that, like, they already own most of those IPs. And then on top of that, for Final Fantasy, Square isn't doing great right now. Of course they're going to be like, yes, please take our characters and make them into trading cards and sell them. Final Fantasy has had its own trading card game like 4 times. Nobody cares. Nobody cared. But it's like, how much did Wizards or Hasbro have to pay Square Enix to get Final Fantasy cards? I guarantee you it was probably like, no, take them for free. Here, we'll make art. Please, sell our brand. Please. I highly doubt Square Enix is like, oh, you want to do, well, it's going to cost you $1 bajillion. No, of course not. Even for Japan, Square Enix is like, oh my god, please, yes, do it. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild. And that's like the D&D and Magic the Gathering, the only things Hasbro, like, I don't know how big, I'm sure it's huge, actually. I always discount, like, how much people like G.I. Joe and, like, the Marvel Legend figurines and stuff like that. Like, those are, like, some of those look real cool. And I'm not into, like, superheroes, at least, Western ones. It's not bad at all. But I also still have to sit here and be like, that, like, you killed everything else, Hasbro. And I don't, it doesn't make sense to me. Like, what does Hasbro gain from purposely making their stuff not work with anybody else's, to the point where they're just going to give up and just continuously make new ammo types? I would not be surprised if, like, there is a NERF N-Series N2 dart, and it's not compatible with original N-Series, and the N-Series 2 dart is a different dart again. Hold on. I also wouldn't be surprised if the N2 dart is Elite, is 50 caliber. I would not be surprised.
The dart, or the blasters will still have little switches in them, so they can't do regular 50
whatever.
Cal. I think all the blasters did.
Like, I can't fathom. It's like, I don't want to say this like for like a bad, it feels like social justice. It feels like self-righteousness. It doesn't make sense. If this was so toxic and dangerous, why is Xshot doing it? Why is Dart Zone doing it? Why is Buzzbee doing it? And the only thing I've seen from NERF, like, that's the first funny thing is that, like, NERF went out and tried to change toy laws where the maximum velocity or whatever was what Hasbro already made.
Yeah.
And it's like, what gains a company when the profits on ammo but not sell blasters? But Walcom 217. I mean, it's not. It doesn't even have to be the ammo. Again, I will say this for the people who don't know. I don't think that the 50 caliber foam dart is the end all of this hobby. I don't think the 50 Boomco was better. You can make whatever argument you want. Was Boomco perfect? No. But it's better. And it died for no reason, in my opinion, other than Mattel's own incompetence. I heard that Hasbro poached all of the designers from Boomco in like 2016 or 2015. That's why after 2016, 2017, they just fell flat on their faces. It just feels like self-righteousness to make like, oh, we're gonna finally make a pro line, but we're gonna make it so, like, the mags aren't gonna work, the darts are gonna be bad, and we're never gonna fix it. Oh, we're just gonna put it out on shelves. I got 2 blasters from 2 different targets, neither of them worked right. And when I opened, like, the thing I saw when I opened up my sender, and the motor was, like, jammed in there, there was a hunk of orange plastic where you could see, like, that had to be a machine that pushed that in, and it was misaligned or something. And then also happened to, like, I don't know about how their motors were unbalanced or whatever it was, but a lot of people had issues where their darts were coming out sideways and backwards. And mine was, and when I took out that motor and I ground down that thing and set the motor back in there flat, put the flywheel back on, it didn't ever do that again. So I fixed it.
I picked one up when they were on sale for like $15. I went and got a sender, and mine, the flywheels were aligned properly.
Yeah, obviously they went somewhere and were like, oh no, our first batch was bad, here's our second batch. But, like, did they fix the trigger? No. It's like, why do the mags not work? And why is it not compatible? Because it wasn't compatible with other mags either, was it? So not only do their mags not work with anything else, but other mags don't work in theirs. Why? So, like, the thing that angers me about that is that they did not invent the half-length dart. They did not invent the half-length mag. Neither did XShot, neither did Dart Zone. And arguably, you could say a lot of this applies to Dart Zone, too. The difference is, while Dart Zone mags didn't necessarily work at other things, other mags worked in Dart Zone. So it was okay. We didn't really cause a stink. But it also meant, like, when Dart Zone's like, oh, here's our spare mag things. I think Dart Zone's done that in the past. I think they only also sold them on their website. The ones they have on store shelves, the new mags, they're identical to Talons. People actually really like the new Dart Zone mags.
Have you actually seen them on shelves?
I have seen pictures of them on shelves. I'm fairly certain. I think Axel Sorax posted a picture.
Purple, 15 rounders.
And it's just like, you don't invent it, you take it anyway, you try to make it proprietary. Like, oh, you're just a nerd, you're not their target audience, you get angry over everything. It's like, no, I actually like those darts. I actually do. To be totally honest, I think, but it's like, no, the quality wasn't there. They just get rid of them. If Nerf is like, yeah, instead of doing Nerf Rival, we're gonna do short darts. Hallelujah! I don't care. Rival buy. I never really liked Rival anyway. I hate to be that guy. I really never cared that much.
Yeah, I was never big into Rival either. The only thing that I ever used Rival for was foam hosing.
Yeah.
Which is what everybody used it for.
Exactly. And it doesn't even need to be a thing.
The Hades is just too big for me physically. But
ooh. I wonder if that's literally meant to hold this so I can solder it easier. Shut up. You didn't know that.
Yeah, I did.
No, you didn't. Don't try to be cool.
I have that same setup.
You're no, because you never said anything. No.
I didn't say anything because I figured you were confident.
Nope. No. Don't listen to him, chat. He's how would British, he's pulling porkies is what, like, the British say or whatever. Most.
British trying not to get banned.
Yeah, it sucks because, like, he says they're the most cost-effective Talons as Boston Blasters. Yeah, it sucks to be Worker. Worker Talons should have never been $12 a piece. They should be $4 or $5 a piece. They should barely be that. I'm convinced that NERF is being run by a skeleton crew of 20 employees. Well, they are, but apparently they have a new team. Hey, Walcom, how's you, my dude? I'm doing okay. Thanks for asking, Jack. I'm on a holiday currently, so you must be on the other side of the pond. But I got the final of the top 5 blasters I've always wanted. A Stampede! I'm glad you got one of those. If you were close by, I would give you more than you could handle, because I literally have a box of, like, what, 14, 15 of them?
I'd say there's at least 5 that I've counted.
Yeah, well, we have a bin of literally just Stampedes.
I haven't gotten to it yet.
Rival was pretty good for off-the-shelf higher FPS when it launched. I agree, but it's also, like, I don't even think...
For 50 feet.
Rival was supposed to be foam paintball, essentially, right?
Yeah.
I don't even think paintball is popular in 2025.
No. Everybody was Airsoft.
Which Airsoft is better. I get that. That's why Gel Blasters took off so much, I think. It's because, like, it's Airsoft, but not. But, my goodness. I hope NERF keeps trying. And I'm not saying I have the answers. But it's like, let's go the other way around. It's like, when they made, like, they keep making, I think it was with the Strifex. Like, I was upset because the Strifex used its own proprietary battery. And my problem with that design and how they did that was it didn't need to happen. And even if it did happen, it only ever came with a Strifex. Like, there wasn't a spare battery. And I don't know why NERF wouldn't try, if they're going to go that route,
Sell the battery.
sell the battery.
The only saving grace about the one in the Lightning.
Same thing with the Mythic. Is like, the Mythic, the Gelfire Mythic, could have also just had a battery. It's like, okay, Hasbro, use this battery and everything and sell it separate. Even if it's on Hasbro Pulse, I don't care. That's the other weird thing. Dart Zone sells all their stuff on their website. You can buy, I could buy chains for the Boxer Pro before I could find a Boxer Pro. Perfect. Hasbro has had Hasbro Pulse for like a decade. And, like, they don't do that. And it makes no effing sense to me. Sledgefire shells were sold on Hasbro's website before Hasbro Pulse. For like a week in 2018. Like, that's the problem. It was like, it was way after the Sledgefire was done and dusted. And then, never make another blaster use the Sledgefire shells. And the trilogy was dog water. Like, I really like the trilogy. It was still dog crap compared to the freaking Sledgefire. I don't.
The shells, I mean the actual design, not
Oh.
shell, but the blaster shell.
Like, the trilogy and the what was it, Shell Strike?
Yeah.
Those could have used Sledgefire shells and been fine.
Yeah.
The reason why they did that was because they needed the shell design to be rounder so it would feed easier in the trilogy. That was the only reason. But also, I'm of the mark as like, the trilogy was a bad product that probably should have never came out.
I think that if they had better shells, so that it was more efficient at moving air with that shell,
And
didn't dump it.
but I also like, whatever the trilogy was supposed to be, if it was like a rotating thing, it would have been fine. Like, the shell for the trilogy didn't do anything. And I'll add you one more. They could have made it like the Torrent, the Buzzbee Torrent, but with trilogy shells, where you have like a revolving cylinder that you open up and throw shells into, and it feeds those and ejects them out.
Yeah, with shellfish.
Well, yeah, but like, again, that's Hasbro. That's Hasbro, where they just keep doing stuff like that, and it makes no sense to me. And then you make the argument, NERF's not for you, it's for kids. It's like, well, I was a kid, and I know what... Arguably, I'm still a kid.
Kids want accuracy, they want power, they want...
That's the funny thing. So it's like, this is what kids want.
Yeah.
Should kids have it? No. But then it's like, also, like, the one thing I know a kid, any kid out there, even if you're like, okay, 80 FPS with an Elite Dart, that's our maximum for kids. You know what they want? They want accuracy. They want to be able to have a target 25, 30 feet away and be able to reliably hit it. Guess what NERF has never done? None of NERF's offerings have ever managed to do that. There's not a single gel fire. Maybe Nerf gel fire is the answer to that. That's also 14 and up. Ultra didn't do that. Rival didn't do that, and that was 14 and up. Elite didn't. I'm trying to go through all the Nerf lines. Mega XL, Mega certainly didn't. And here we are with N Series, well, it's like the same thing. It was like, I heard my friend Curtis, I worked with him when I worked at Dugan's, so we're talking like a guy I've known for like 15, 20 years. Mm-hmm. And he has a kid. And I was talking, I reconnected with him because of my brother. Him and my brother still hang out, like, they talk all the time. Curtis was like, yeah, I got the pinpoint. It's like, I didn't know Nerf blasters were so good. And it was like, my sweet summer child, he's like, it's so accurate. I'm like, it's maybe the most accurate Nerf N Series blaster, but that's like saying it's the less smelly dog turd out in the yard. And it's like, I tried to say, it's like, dude, I will buy you an XShot long shot just so you can see, because that out of the box is going to be more accurate than any of the Nerf stuff you can get. That's without a B car or anything. I just hate having to do that. Like, okay, N Series with a B car. Do it. Screw it. Do N Series with a B car. This is like saying McDonald's is a 5-star restaurant. I mean, there are times where McDonald's hits harder than anything else I can put in my face hole. Do you have any idea about the quick edge existing? It's basically 150. Can you grab my quick edge real quick?
Yes, I can right now. You talk to chat for a minute.
Okay. This, I have one. Have I done a video on it? No. Will I do a video on it? Yes. I'm looking for the spring, and I haven't found it. That's the reason why I haven't done the video. I bought all the upgrade parts that exist for it. This is a toy, by the way, obviously. I bought all the upgrade parts for it, and unfortunately, I can't find the spring I bought for it. And also, it's one of those things where it kind of feels stupid to do a video on it, because you can't buy them. They don't exist. Do Vortex with a V car. I wonder if just more spin is all Vortex needed. NPX, Nexus Pro. Yeah, that's because it has a stabilization device. I'm hoping we see more Nerf Pro. I'm really hoping we see another, like they went back to the drawing board and they made more. I'm hoping. I'm not saying everything has to hit 100 FPS plus. I'm not. I'm not trying to say, like, I might have gotten to the point where it's like, am I going to do a video on the Buccaneer? Probably not, because I don't really care. It's like, short darts are just way more fun. If I'm not having fun with the product, I can't really do a review on it. I kind of refuse. Nerf is sending me, which is very bold of them, they're sending me the entirety of the Nerf loadout line. I don't know when it will be here. It hasn't shipped yet as far as I know. 2-3 weeks from now, I'll probably have a video up of all of the Nerf loadout stuff. Even though I've done the Shadow Speed Recon, even though I've done the Galactic Commander, they're sending me all of them. And I'm going to do another video where I'll talk about the Shadow Speed Recon, I'll talk about the Galactic Commander again, screw it. And I'll have fun with it, because I'll have all the attachments and all the blasters, and I get to do one 30-40 minute long video on every blaster, and it's going to be great. That doesn't mean, like, if I wanted to go out and, like, unless I'm like, I'm going to play at a church group or something, and they're going to be using just stock blasters, will I bring something stupid? Yeah. Will I also bring, like, a Galactic Commander, because that's a stock blaster that I like? Yeah, I will. But when it's like the Buzzbee stuff, right, with the Mayhem line, there's nothing there, in my opinion, that I care about. Maybe the full auto, or yeah, I think it's full auto. I hope it's full auto, but even then, it's like, I don't know. I'm going to go out today, Jonah, and look for the Vector Pro, because people are already finding it on store shelves. So we're going to make a trip into town and look for it. It doesn't mean I'll find one. We'll have the Volcanic Pro video done soon. The average consumer doesn't understand FPS. That's like the other thing, is like when you put, like, shoots 125 feet on your box, Well, the problem is Nerf has been doing that for a decade, and they've always lied. Remember the Nerf Elite XD or whatever it was, where it's like, oh, it's a different color, and now it shoots 85, 90 feet, but it never did. It was the same exact blasters with the same exact internals. They just changed the color and tried to sell it for that. Remember when Nerf Ultra first came out? They're like, shoots 150 feet, and it freaking did not. It shot 150 feet if you were shooting off the edge of a 50-foot cliff. And even then, I put my money on the dart spiraling backwards and getting negative feet per second. That's what Nerf does. And that's why it's like, it kind of poisoned the well for everybody. Because there's going to be a lot of people that went out and bought, oh my god, Nerf XD, Nerf Elite XD, it shoots better. I've got to buy all of them. I'm going to rebuy all my blasters. I need that velocity. And then they get, it's like, it doesn't shoot any different. It's like, does Nerf care? No, they're like, but they poisoned the well. They already ruined it for everybody else. So when you see Nerf Elite on, like, Nerf Ultra on store shelves, and it's like, it shoots 150 feet. And then you see the Nexus Pro next to it, and it's like, it shoots 150 feet. And one of them literally gets double the distance that the other does, which is the Nexus Pro, does double the distance of the Nerf Ultra 1. But they both say they shoot the same velocity. And you're probably going to go with Nerf, because you don't know what the heck a Dart Zone is or an Adventure Force is. It looks cheap. Nerf is quality. I know Nerf. Oh, this doesn't shoot 200 feet, so neither does the other one, right? Well, no, the other one actually did. You just don't know. Was it XD? Yeah, it was Elite XD. When they like, oh, here's Nerf Elite XD, and it shoots like 20 feet farther, and it was the same thing. Dude, I remember going out before there were any reviews for it, being so excited. I'm like, oh my god, they've got the Centurion, the Mega Centurion. That was the first new Mega, and they're like, shoots 100 feet or something like that on the box, and it shot worse than a Jolt.
Maybe on the side of the cliff with a tailwind.
Yeah. It's like, and they've done that for so long. It's completely ruined it. It's like, you can't say, it's like, oh, it shoots super far. It shoots 200 feet. It freaking doesn't. They've ruined it for everybody. They've poisoned the well. Nobody's gonna what's the F word here? Nobody's gonna go grab a Skittle out of the poisoned Skittle bowl anymore. Because, like, no, there's Skittles in there that are poisoned. I know a dude bought one, he died. You're not gonna go buy that Skittle. You're gonna go start eating M&Ms. You're never gonna have another Skittle. That's just how it's gonna go. They're definitely Ultra blasters I like, and I think Ultra was destroyed before it had. I think they were on the fence, or on the pathway. I think they could have brought Ultra around. The pinpoint darts were pretty good. It's not that the original Elite or Ultra darts still went further. The pinpoint darts went further than Elite darts, and they were stable in flight. And it's so weird how they did that with the Select. And then what? The next year, the only releases for Ultra was the Speed and the Strike, and I think you can get the Amp on Amazon, which was just a reshell of the Focus. But the thing is like, why did they release the Ultra Speed with the new magazines, and then not release the Strike with the same mags? And that's the other thing. Like, what are you gonna do in 2028 when there's a new Nerf dart, and they make Nerf N series for another year after that? By 2029, N series is gone, and now it's Nerf. I'm trying to think of what you'd even call the Nerf Next. This is Nerf Next. Our unbelievable aerogeometry styling technology flies farther and faster than any Nerf dart before. How many times have I heard that? N-Series, Rival, Ultra. Ultra had the flies up to 125 feet on the box of the darts. The darts aren't, I'm not going to open the box and fly darts and they go up to 125 feet. No, the blaster is what mattered. That's like, I guess actually they do that. I've seen, like, you go by, like, CCI, like, 22, and they'll say, like, the velocity on the bullet. But obviously that, on the package.
Because the cartridge has the cover in it.
Yeah,
exactly how far
and it will probably say on the package, like, with an 8-inch barrel or something like that. they'll do that. But it's obviously like that velocity is going to, like, if I put it in my 22 handgun, it's not going to have the same velocity as my 10-22 rifle. Problem with double stack mags is the durability of the foam. Yep. Honestly, though,
The ultra pinpoint darts in a double stack mag.
N series might do it. N series might work in a double stack mag just fine. The back end and the front are supported. The middle isn't, but the middle shouldn't matter.
I mean, you're not wrong.
They should do that. I don't know if these heads can can work in a breach though. No, they can't. It's Nerf being Nerf. It's Nerf being Nerf. All over again. They keep doing it.
But I mean, for a double stack mag, you don't want to right.
Fine. You could.
Yeah, you could, but you want something.
Actually, I was gonna say, I'm like, well, it shouldn't even be that hard. And then I was like, oh yeah, Moose is making one. Moose made one. He's already shown it off that it works.
But I mean,
I can't get over the kettle.
Flywheeler.
It is pretty cool. Yep, Cesaro, we just talked about that.
In fact, there's a neck for that 8'2" super jumps in.
Yeah, I saw the ball sack.
And I need 140 rounds on my piston.
And I also want
I
to
got
carry a
the-
thing
I need-
that has
I need-
that much.
I need the ball sack for my PP.
Yeah, I guess so. There's a limit. Honestly, like, drum mags in general, there's a reason why I like belts over drums. And even when the drums work, it's like, they're so much harder to work with than belts. And it's like, and that's it coming from somebody who made 6 of the super drums. And it's like, even then, it's like, the reason I did that is because this is going to be an emplacement. See, the fun part, if I knew anything, the fun thing to do would be to connect these pegtails, connect to the trigger, but the trigger be an Arduino that pulsed in, you know, each connection. So when you pull the trigger, it went like bam, bam, bam. Instead of all 3 at once, it'd stagger them by like 200 milliseconds. So when you pulled the trigger once, it would go bam, bam, bam. Instead of all 3 at the same time. That would be... It's probably not even that hard. I just don't know coding. Dragon darts they were short darts that were made out of they're like the Siren EPP darts. Where they're hard foam. They're like ultra foam, but in a short dart. Which you would think would be fine.
It works pretty damn well. I mean,
In everything other than the blink, and I would make the argument, the reason why it didn't work in the blink is because the blink's cage was designed to be a strife cage and not a blink cage. I bet you could design a cage around dragon darts and it would work great.
I mean, the problem with the blink is that the flywheel comes
But that's what I meant.
They have goals, and part of that goal is to do this right.
Sure, but they made the crush too tight because they didn't test it. They didn't test the cage they put in the blink with the EPP darts. Thus, they ran into that issue. I'm willing to bet if they would have just made the cage less crushy, as in not for those, you know, normal foam darts for a strife, it would have been able to still hit 180 FPS with the EPP darts. Like, they had the chance to frickin', if that would have worked, oh, and the price was absurd. I think it was like $8.99 for 20 darts. Which was ridiculous. And they also came in a box that was like...
I think it's really good.
Now, do you think you could do a video on the history of Nerf flagships? I mean, it's not a terrible idea, but I think the thing with Nerf flagships is the reason why they haven't really done anything crazy in, like, the last while. Like, the flagship last year was, what, the Infinite?
Yeah.
Which is nothing really, honestly, that exciting or unique. And then what was before that?
I mean, the Infinite was the flagship.
the one before that was, I think, the double punch, which was like a $35-$40 blaster. They haven't done a Percy's since like the Percy's.
Yeah.
They haven't done a Prometheus since the Prometheus. And like, keep in mind, like, that was what, Prometheus, like 2017, 2018? And they wanted $200 for that sucker? And I don't think anybody who ever reviewed it was like, yeah, this thing sucks. I think everyone's like, holy crap, this is the best blaster ever. It's just super expensive.
Yeah.
But how much of that was the blaster actually costing $200? And how much of that was Hasbro being Hasbro? It's like, even this Terra Scout, I don't think, like, the Terra Scout, with all the stuff the Terra Scout had, I don't think that was a $250 blaster. The freaking, the Cam ECS. The Cam ECS, one of the worst blasters. It's a $100 Strife. With, it's so good. But how come the Cam ECS didn't get a reshell without the electronics, but we got a Battle Scout without the freaking camera? And we got the lock and load, which was that kit that I have over there without the flashlight and stuff in it.
Yeah.
Well, the Terra drone was a TACNID. The Terra drone wasn't done by Hasbro.
Yeah.
I actually bought, I did videos, not on the main, but I actually had the guns. Actually, they're still down in there. Those were done, like, we found them at Target, and this is like 2014, 2013. We found them at Target on clearance for like 18 bucks, and my roommate literally bought 6 of them. And they were huge! And those were the really slow spider walker things that had the little turret. Those things are wild. The actual rotating cylinder, it has one motor. I'm almost certain, one motor for both flywheels and the pusher mat. One, and it's not even an XT30. It's not even a 130 motor. It's like a real tiny boy. And it's just a bunch of gears underneath of it. Which is why it shoots like, it sounds like death, and it shoots like 40 feet. And if you look at the Terra drone, it uses the exact same thing. It's slightly changed on the outside, but it's the exact same mechanism. Well, it's not 4 flywheels, but it's 2 very big flywheels. Yeah, it's gonna be a bit louder.
And the trigger is...
Yeah. We have one of those spider things at work, and it's definitely a good display piece. Yeah, it's super cool. Arguably, the Terra drone was way better. I find it hilarious. Have you seen, like, I don't know how long, I did a video on some kind of remote control car thing that had those, like, what do you call mechanics? What are those wheels that are omnidirectional?
No, I remember that video.
They have an M, but in that thing I was talking about making a Nerf version. They exist now.
Do they?
Yeah, you can buy them on Amazon. They're like 80 bucks and they're Chinese, so you're...
Was it dumpster diving video?
I want to, but that's a little bit much for dumpster. I probably should still do it. Because, like, they did that, what was it? Whatever PDK Films, he had a drone that he has a drone, I can't remember its name, but he has a drone character. And it has like a gel bead blaster built into it. But it's like, it's from like a big company. And I'm trying to remember what the big, it's not like DJI, although it might be. But yeah, it's like they did gel blaster ones, and then yeah, if you look online, they make Nerf ones. And they're exactly like what I talked about making. Omnidirectional, they have like, I think it's like, it's not mechano, but it's like something like that. Mech wheels, like they have a slang term name. I'm trying to remember. Omnidirectional is too forward. They have some slang term name. Like I remember hearing mech wheel or something like that. MCC, I'm trying to remember. That little thing with the hand control, and like it was pretty fast. I'm like, dude, that just has to have a turret on top of it. It'd be so good. Yeah, now that exists. And they still make the same dumb, stupid sing-song. It lights up, and It's like, yeah, we need to make it look like, we need to make these toys that can do like, you know, 14 miles per hour and make it for like 3-year-olds. I never understood that. God, I miss Tyco. You have any idea how many Tyco RC things I screamed bloody murder for every year and never got them? Not a one. Never got one. That like Sidewinder, where it's like you can like run it into a car and it flips over and then it can drive the other way. The Screw Tank one, they show it like going through a creek and stuff like that.
What was it, the one that had the helicopter front end? You remember that?
I don't think I saw that one.
You could.
I believe it. It was Tyco.
Like the back end, right? But the front axle would literally spin like this. Like you could make it so like if you went back.
You unlocked a core memory somewhere. I know what you're talking about.
It would pop the thing onto its back end and had a wheel.
Yeah, that was just Tyco. And every year,
you could drive
for
like this with this.
For 5 years and probably until I was like 12 or 13, I asked for these Tyco things and never got them. Never. And it's like those were things like, yeah, it was like, how come none of those? They had the little Tykes. Did you ever see? I think Buff Daddy did. Oh man, I should ask him if he still has it. I might be able to. Maybe he'll buy it off of him. Tyco, or no, it was Little Tykes. I'm almost certain. They made a drone that shot the little peach ring foam discs. I swear to God, I'm not making this up. I swear to God, I'm not making this up. Which is like Little Tykes drone that shoots foam discs. It's like Little Tykes for like 4 and up. And I'm trying to imagine like, I got a drone for my 4-year-old that shoots projectiles. Like, the drone itself is a projectile. We're looking it up now. Little Tykes drone. RC Flyers. Why? Why does that exist? Little Tykes drone. That's why there's like, you know, the future of warfare. How much you want to bet BlackRock bought Little Tykes and tried to train NERF or the youth of America to fly drones?
I mean, they were talking about that. Watching the video, somebody was talking about that. How like the modern warfare has like the weapons that like in 4 years these guys are going to be joining the military. The military is using the exact same tech. Like you're going to control this drone with a tablet. Why? Because you already know how to use a tablet.
Yeah. Well, they did that with like Xbox controllers and stuff, so it makes sense.
I mean, they made grenades that were the size and shape of a baseball.
Well, the NERF football grenade. I mean, that was a thing.
Yeah.
Like they did that on purpose. NERF sponsored by Planeteer and Lockheed Martin. Plantier. I've never heard that name. I'm guessing they're
Lord of the Rings. The orbs.
Oh.
Plantier is
I'm assuming they're a defense contractor.
It's air prices.
Oh, because I know who Lockheed Martin is. All right, well, I guess we gotta go to Target. Did I stream long enough?
It's 3:30.
I think we're good. I think we had a good time. I accomplished what I set out to do, which is a rarity to happen on a live stream. I'm like 2 for 2 on that right now. Boxer Pro worked. These work. It's all uphill from here, baby.
Good work, sir.
Alrighty.
Hey, you're gonna say that, you know.
I'm gonna blow it all up. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna blow it all up. My middle name is Icarus.
You're gonna accidentally plug one of those batteries into one of the triggers.
No, that's why I said like I'm purposely not going to swap out the Dean's connector, because imagine what happens if I shove a LiPo into the trigger and press the button. The LiPo just Look at this! I made a LiPo exploding device. Like, ew, not even a quarter of a second that thing will be on fire. You short it out immediately. That's all that will do. That's why I say, like, we need to make our own Walrus connector or something where it's like, I can't shove anything else in there. All right. you guys are awesome. I really got to go to the restroom, so I'm going to call it here. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow. We'll find out. Maybe we'll find a vector, and I'll just do that tonight.